A lot is expected of you when you represent Saskatchewan. Just ask Kathy Trowell. Her team from the Cali in Regina is still alive at 4 losses, but BC's Sue Garvey wants to bring her back. Boy, it's been, what a year. Canadian, world, Olympic champion Sandra Schmerler still has a chance to make the playoffs. So does New Brunswick's Kathy Floyd. She won a very big game this morning. We know Alberta and Kathy Borst will finish first. They could go to 9-2. Ontario is in the playoffs as well. And then the 4 teams that will battle for the remaining 2 spots. Anyone with 6 losses or more is out of this year's Scott Tournament of Hearts. In our featured game, it is BC, Saskatchewan. British Columbia trying to bring the Prairie Province back to the pack on a snowy, blowy day here in Regina and the 1998 Scott Tournament of Hearts. Welcome back to the Agridome and TSN's continuing coverage of this Scott Tournament of Hearts. 2 round-robin draws to go. This is draw 16, and we've eliminated some of the teams as we head into this 16th draw. New Brunswick's win this morning over the Yukon Northwest Territories eliminates any teams at 6 losses. We know Alberta will finish first, Ontario second, regardless what they do from here on out. If Canada wins their last game tonight, well, they'll clinch third. But if Canada or Saskatchewan lose, then New Brunswick and BC remain alive. So that's how big this game is. Saskatchewan, New Brunswick. Linda Ray.
Well, the last day and all the scenarios, this is the time we, of course, love because we don't really know what's going to happen. There's still a lot of uncertainty. What we do know is we're going to bring it all to you. In this first game, Saskatchewan-BC is a big one.
This is the big game for sure, Linda. Kathy Trowell looked a little more like, I'm sure, the way she played in the provincial playdowns in her last game. Seems a little more comfortable with the situation out there. I really think this game will be decided at third. Jan Wilson against Christy Lewis. I think that's the spot. Christy has played well the last couple of games, but she's going to have to keep it up. Jan Wilson, and you know that team very, very well, has a way of making a lot of shots. It's not from the book, maybe, not cosmetically the best thrower in the world, but makes a lot of shots.
Well, I've been talking about Sue Garvey. She went through undefeated in BC play, and she is fearless. She likes to put rocks in play. Now, in the game against New Brunswick, their last game, Kathy Floyd made some terrific shots, and then at the end, Sue Garvey couldn't get in there for the tie even in the last end. But she loves rocks in play. She's a very aggressive player, and that does mean that the third position is key. I completely agree with you. If Jan can outplay Christy, I think Sue has a good chance in this game to bring Saskatchewan back, and then you never know. Vic?
You know, heard that before. You never know when it all starts. Last Saturday, and here we are on this final round-robin day. And if you want to check the standings, check the win-loss records, you can do it at the TSN web address. Find out about the Scott, the Labatt Brier, the Ford Worlds, all part of our season of champions. And here's the address, www.tsn.ca/curling. Still lots of curling to do here in Regina. Kathy Trowell trying to stay in 4, not drop back. Planning some strategy as she gets ready to face BC. It's draw 16 and it's coming up.
Dear Dave, I asked this cool girl out, and she said yes. So I got a trim, a new shirt, and bought flowers, which left me with exactly not a lot of money. Dave, am I glad Wendy's has a super value menu. We got junior bacon cheeseburgers, Biggie fries, baked potatoes, Caesar side salad, and Biggie drinks. Everything was delicious, and I think I'm in love. Tim.
I love happy endings.
Wendy's super value menu, where everything is always just 99 cents or $1.39 every day.
So he thinks he saved some money. Well, next time I'm calling Allied. Oh, geez.
Thank you, Canada, for making Allied the biggest and best in the country.
Precision engineering. performance that nails you to your seat. But enough about the high-performance computers Dell built for Ford. What can we build yours to do? Call in for just $99 a month. You can lease this Dell Dimension XPS with a 333 megahertz Intel Pentium 2 processor, 64 megs of SD RAM, 8.4 gig hard drive, Microsoft Office Small Business Edition, and Windows 95, a 17-inch monitor, 32X Max variable CD-ROM, an 8 megabyte AGP video card, even an X2 US robotics modem, and 24-hour tech support. The Dell Dimension XPS with a 333 megahertz Intel Pentium 2 processor. Pure performance for just $99 a month. Dell, what can we build yours to do?
I first started on a rink just like this.
Elvis Stoico knows what it takes to be a champion.
It takes hard work to deliver a top performance.
Like McCain Frozen Punch delivers the real fruit taste of real fruit juice for champions like Elvis Stoico. McCain Frozen Punch in a choice of thirst-quenching flavors like grape, orange, and fruit punch. So get the jump-on taste, the year-round taste of real fruit juice in McCain Frozen Punch.
McCain, now that's top taste performance.
CIBC's Fund Family has been called one of the best fund families in Canada. All my fund managers are performance-driven. I'll do what it takes to make our funds perform. That's my contribution.
Canadian Imperial Bank of Commerce, seeing beyond.
The 1998 Scott Tournament of Hearts from Regina, Saskatchewan on TSN is brought to you by Pillowy Soft Purex Bathroom Tissue.
Our featured game here in this 16th draw is on sheet A. It's on the left side of the Agridome as we look at it. British Columbia and Saskatchewan as the players take their final warm-up slides. Let's read the ice now with Ray, brought to you by Star Choice.
Hey, Victor, we had a chance to watch this sheet this morning. It's a little cold on the outside, but it's going to be hot here on the inside, around the center guard. Lots of movement this morning, about 3 feet. Around the corner guard, once again, 2.5 to 3 feet. But as we mentioned earlier, still tough to get into the 12-foot area, so your corner guards got to cover the 8-foot. There's no frost in here this morning. I don't expect any this afternoon. All that frost is outside. The slide path all week has been holding up in there. I still think it's safer, though, in the long run to play from the outside. From the inside out, not the outside in. Much safer.
Kathy Trowell knows if she wins, she can go a long way to qualifying for the playoffs. Lehusik and Tchaikovsky are the respective leads for BC and Saskatchewan. McInnes and Daku throw the second stones. Jan Wilson, Christy Lewis play third, and that's the key battle according to Linda. And the two skips, Sue Garvey from the Kamloops Curling Club and from the the Caledonian here in Regina, Saskatchewan champion Kathy Trowell. British Columbia 4-5. Saskatchewan 5-4. BC playing Redstones will have the hammer in this first end. And so getting into place, cleaning off her stone and getting ready is the Saskatchewan lead, Carrie Lynn Tchaikovsky. You actually had to catch yourself, eh? You wanted to play it outside in.
Yeah. Well, you know, that's a good point. We do so much of that, especially in our club games. We're always playing outside in. I just think it doesn't mean this morning especially you could have played either turn. And Linda, I'm sure you watched a bit of the game. You could see that the ice was, on the outside was fine. I just think though, as that little frost line starts to creep in a little bit, the outside in shot is unforgiving. If you put it back at all, then it's going to run on you. And if you do turn it, you will get the curl. But I mean, that's true in lots of cases, but it really is unforgiving on that outside in shot.
I agree with you, and I know the players are really watching it. The ice does look terrific today, and heading into the last day of round robin play, that's what you want. The ice will give you everything. If you throw it cleanly, you can make all the shots.
Valerie Lehusik. I wondered what she would do here, but she's not going to ignore it.
There's just a lot of pressure. First stone comes in, and it is button rather than even just top 12, top 8. So they will play this one a little open. If they happen to get a roll to the side, you never know what Sue will do.
Well, that was what I was going to ask you. And you know this team, better than Vic and I for sure, because they're from beautiful BC. But it seems to me in some of the games that we've done and watched that she does like to play with some rocks in play and looks fairly aggressive.
Yeah, definitely. And if you kept your eye on the New Brunswick game in round 14, there were rocks in play every end, including the 9th when she was trying to get still a couple to go ahead in 10. It didn't work. And then in 10, trying to catch up, she kept putting up guards, and that meant at the end she had to try a very tough shot. But she does go for it. She goes for it every end, except the rock in this particular situation was just too good.
Well, there's nothing wrong with banking some time and playing those first couple ends up and down the sheet. And Kathy Trowell, that's what has seemed to be her tendency as well. She's very prepared to kind of just keep it open, and that's kind of the Saskatchewan way, or has been in the past. It's timing, Sandra Schmurder, for example, has a great sense of timing. She knows, she gets that feeling, and she knows when to go and when not to go, and that's such a big part of this game.
Karen Daku.
Line's good. Line's good. Top 4.
Boy, that was a huge win this morning.
Top 4.
For New Brunswick. And it was a stolen win when Kathy Floyd stole 3 as Kelly Kalo came up light with her final draw. Kalo would have kept every other 6-loss team in it. And she came up light. And that's why Mary Madadal was hanging around the exit here watching, because she knew Nova Scotia was one of those 6-loss teams. Boy, you make that draw and we're still alive. So everyone with 6 losses is out.
Yep, keep it coming. Nice shot. Sweet. Had a girl.
Well, Kelly may have got, she kind of indicated she may have got caught in some frost, but I just really think she underthrew it. She'd had 2 draws in the 9th that she threw very well. Talking about Kelly Kalo in her last shot. She had to bite the 4-foot, and it's tough. It's it's a 4-foot circle, so and you're 138 feet away.
Hurry! Hurry hard! Hurry! Hurry hard! Hurry hard! Got it. That's good. It's fine. That's fine. Good throw.
Take a look at the other games. Quebec, very impressive young skip from Alma, Quebec, PEI. Boy, she played well today, beating Team Canada, but she's eliminated now, Tammy Lowther. And the Yukon Northwest Territories against Ontario. Kalo missing that draw, as I say, to eliminate her at 6 losses. And Ontario, we know, will finish 2nd. And New Brunswick will battle tonight for a possible spot. If I look over that Yukon game, Northwest Territories game against Ontario, and having been eliminated now, Sharon Cormier, the 2nd, has taken the afternoon off. And so it's the young Carrie Coey, the 5th player for the Yukon, getting a chance to play here at this Scott Tournament of Hearts.
No! No!
Christy Lewis has to come up big in this game. She said her last game she played well, or much better than she did the first part of the week. And you tell me, my reports tell me that she's a great little curler, so she's going to have to really show it again today.
She wasn't comfortable with the television microphone we saw the other night, and she said she's superstitious now that they've won. When she wasn't wearing it, she would prefer not to, and of course we do understand that. And we talked about the battle at 3rd, and Jan is a true competitor, skipped many times in BC playdowns, and we talked about feisty Fowler, Lois Fowler of the Manitoba team. Jan has that same personality, very determined, always in every game.
All the way, all the way. Shot down.
Now, I was watching this morning, and I did very much enjoy your discussions. I was very happy when the ice maker helped you out a little bit with something that I couldn't.
I knew you couldn't let that go by. Hey, Vic, I said it would be at least N2.
Yes, the black on the outside of the house is a part of the house. Any part of the paint that they have marking the houses, that is a part of the house, and a biter has to be just touching the black.
So it's in the paint.
In the paint. And the second thing is, Vic, you were talking about your billiards prowess. You have your pool cue, a 2-piece cue.
I do.
Anytime, Vic. You and me. 8-ball, 9-ball rotation, Honolulu. You pick the game, you and me.
Man, isn't she a smarty? She could hardly wait to get here for that. 8-ball, 9-ball.
Rotation, Honolulu.
All the way, come on. Yep.
I was going to suggest that maybe the people emailing might suggest who might win the game.
Oh, man.
Me in the leather versus you in that little softy outfit.
Can't you see him sauntering in the pool
in that outfit? He wouldn't
Excuse
last
me, anybody
minute.
want a game? Intern hit. Nothing in front. 1 rock in the rings. Kathy Trowell.
Yep, go hard. Yep.
Simply put, she must win both her remaining games. Today, this one against BC, tonight against New Brunswick,
Good girl, Kath.
to avoid being in a tiebreaker.
Good sweep, guys. Job.
It sounds simple, but somehow on
Just
the
comes
last
in
day of
nice.
round robin play, nothing is simple for us or for them. Of course, a very tough day, a lot of pressure on the players.
Oh, I missed. Two.
BC does have the hammer here in this first.
Square up. Clean.
So she's 10th among
Yep.
skips out of the 12, huh?
But the numbers are not that far apart. Top skip is Kathy Borst at 80%, then it drops down to 75% for the next two. So 70 being 10th place, it's a margin, small margin, and it means just a few shots along the way.
Just open it a little bit.
It's the record, too, and you're in contention here.
Stay a little closer.
They know they can do the job too. Both of these teams have their destiny in their own hands. Saskatchewan, if they can follow through with 2 wins, but BC can knock them back.
We're talking about the percentages. You're right, Linda. It's the shots you make. Ask Kelly Kalo.
Oh,
Easy, easy.
that's right.
You know, she makes that shot, as you mentioned already, Vic. Draw to the 4-foot, and
Yeah.
you could be at 90%, and if you miss that one, it goes right out the window.
Had a girl.
So a chance for British Columbia here in this first to blank.
No, let's take about the same. I'll throw the one.
All right. I felt pretty good.
No, it looked good. No, I didn't mean it was bad. I just meant it was a little bit inside. I wasn't sure how the line was going to take it.
Yeah. No, I thought I knew I was pretty good. It was pretty clean.
Yeah. No, you threw it really clean. I just meant you were closer to the line.
Sue Garvey.
Yep. Yeah, hurry. I turned it.
Cross face. Well done.
Looking to blank here in this first.
Whoa. 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 Whoa.
Sue was a little inside. They're trying to get it the other way, and she will.
So British Columbia and the team from the Kamloops Curling Club will hold on to the hammer against Kathy Trowell and Saskatchewan. Get that first end out of the way. Now will they go after each other?
I first started on a rink just like this.
Elvis Stoico knows what it takes to be a champion.
It takes hard work to deliver a top performance.
Like McCain Frozen Punch delivers the real fruit taste of real fruit juice for champions like Elvis Stoico. McCain Frozen Punch in a choice of thirst-quenching flavors like grape, orange, and fruit punch. So get the jump-on taste, the year-round taste of real fruit juice in McCain Frozen Punch.
McCain, now that's top taste performance.
When AT&T Canada started this Dime Time thing, I said to myself, Dime Boy, you gotta be a part of this. Call anyone in Canada, any evening, any weekend, for a dime or less. Who needs the phone? Dime Time, someone you love, okay? I'm no hero. I'm just trying to get Canada talking. One dime at a time.
New dime time, only from AT&T Canada.
Well, if I had money to tell you what to do, I'd go downtown, buy a Ford truck or two. I'm crazy about a Ford truck. Lord, I'm crazy about a Ford truck. I'm gonna buy me a Ford truck and cruise it up and down the road. I'm gonna buy me a Ford truck and cruise it up and down the road.
For the last 2 years, Canada's best-selling trucks have been Ford trucks.
A whole lot can happen out of the blue. The bat blue.
It's our home for the entire week, and we've had a wonderful week here at the Agridome in Regina. This is the final day of round-robin play of this 98th Scott Tournament of Hearts on TSN.
Hurry, right up.
British Columbia manages to get the blank in the first.
Hurry hard, right up.
They hold on to the hammer.
Guys, right up. Hurry hard.
Saskatchewan lead is Carrie Lynn Schakowsky.
Good sweep, guys.
Just to qualify that, it is our home for the week during the day. We do actually go home at night. There isn't a little cot behind here that Vic lies on after the last draw of the evening. It's a beautiful building, and it's been a terrific week.
Valerie Lahusik. First appearance, yes, at a Scott Tournament of Hearts, but we have seen her, of course, at mixed championships.
Just tight. Make sure we're tight. Get it tight. Nice shot, Belle. Just control weight, Karen. Just control weight.
Out turn hit, trying to roll a little bit more towards center.
Hurry! 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 Right up! Right up! Right up hard! Right over, Christy! Right up! Right over, Christy! Right over! Right over! Right over! That's a great shot. Great shot. Good.
Well, with that nose hit, Kieran has a stone very close to center line, and you can see Sue is being a little more patient. Now, I've talked about how aggressive she is, but it's obvious that she's just not going to take huge chances because of the importance of this game.
She got the roll out last end, and one of the things I always hate is that you know, I play the early ends, and you know, I go to get the blank. I have last rock.
Your way, John.
And then I go and get the blank, and I don't get the blank, and now I've given up my advantage of last rock without even making an effort to utilize that last rock, and that's goes back to my feeling about making a lot of your offensive moves in the early part of any game. Sometimes you do get burnt, but most often you're in a position that even if you do get down a couple, then you've got time to get back in the game. We've talked about it in detail. I certainly haven't changed my opinion about that, and I especially think that's true when there's you have 15 minutes of practice on the ice surface, and I don't think there's any reason for you to play the first end any different than you would play the 6th or 7th end. I don't buy this. I want to get comfortable. What draw is this, Vic? Draw 47 or something? and you know, I got to get used to the ice. I got to get used to that. I got to get used to my stones. All the stones are paired off now. Everybody knows what's a cutter, what's not a cutter, and there's no delay.
Well, they are making an attempt to go around that stone.
Corner guard,
Unfortunately, it was probably a little inside or maybe just curled because it is going to push the yellow one in and roll to center. They're not going to like position of that. Now Saskatchewan can hit and sit 2.
There's lots of movement on this sheet of ice. We saw it this morning. It was sliding. The outturn draws in particular were really sliding. We saw 4 or 5 draws in a row missed down that way. There's no excuse, I don't think, to be missing draws out there today.
Whoa!
I certainly accept the accept the fact that when the cross creeps in, sometimes drawing can be a little nervous, but we haven't seen any of that today. So.
No. That's good. That's nice way, Christy. Whoa, no, you're just setting up. Whoa.
Jan Wilson.
2.
The native of Blairmore, Alberta.
Yeah. 3.
You said now living in Cranbrook and makes the commute.
Okay.
And it's a lengthy commute to play competitively with this team of Sue Garvey in Kamloops.
Yeah, they have to fly back and forth. Jan has to fly into Kamloops to get in the game, so it's a tough commute, all right. Had lived in Kamloops for many years.
But as you know, Linda, flying in and out of those small mountain towns is a very relaxing situation.
The only problem is that, the flying is actually fine except for the weather. You often have problems getting in and out because of the mountains and the clouds sitting in them. So
I'm always nervous when they're heading the nose of that plane down sometimes in those mountains. I don't flying doesn't normally bother me, but I guess if you're not used to that. Hit and roll.
they'll try and get the long roll back towards the other yellow stone. They're either trying to get it so that it may set up behind it and make it tough to be removed, but also they're trying to group them because, as Ray said, if you would prefer to blank, you don't want to just get one when you have the hammer early in the game. I've been talking about the two teams. BC has not been the one that has blanked ends. They are not the kind of team that normally does that style of play. They do like to keep rocks in play, so this opening of this game is fairly unusual for her.
Just control it.
And Kathy is the one of the two that would play more this style at the start of the game. So a little bit of a surprise maybe, but as I say, it may just be the pressure of the day.
Well, a huge game for BC because she brings Kathy back to her. And at least we talked about, Victor and I talked about this morning. You know, at least that you have in your own hands your own fate. You know, I mean, she is playing a team that's a game ahead of her in standings, and she can bring her right back to her.
Well, that is the flip side. As we're watching these players, we're seeing the graphic come up that this is their first appearance. But the flip side of the pressure situation is the fact that you have the fate in your own hands. And if you can say, I'm coming into the day and I can control this situation, this is a huge positive, and that's the way you have to look at it.
Well, you'd certainly like to have it that way as opposed to waiting for someone to have to beat somebody. I can tell you that much.
Kathy doesn't mind it going up and down a little bit, hoping that BC does get the nose hit.
We're going to get a little more movement.
Just get one.
We're going to try and keep it that way unless we find a really pro spot.
Right here.
Yep. Hurry! Hurry! Nose. It's okay. Nose.
So Kathy was talking about the fact that she doesn't mind this at all, and she's probably going to be very patient. She was talking with Christy about the amount of swing. And if we do look at the way these two teams play and we say, well, how do you know that BC is a little more aggressive? Well, if you look in the 9 games they've played, there have only been 5 blank ends in the games BC have played, whereas Saskatchewan, the ends they've been involved in, they've had 15 blank ends. So definitely Saskatchewan has been the one to keep it more open at the start of the game, and really throughout the game, if they have their opportunities, they don't take as many chances. They wait for those opportunities.
Just control. Yep. Whoa, whoa,
Final
whoa,
stone
whoa,
for
whoa.
Saskatchewan here in the second. They blanked the first. BC has the hammer.
No, 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 no.
Up and down, though, in this first two. And
Right over. Right over, Karen. Right over, right over, right over. That rock
Well, that's what
is just a little
Saskatchewan
straight.
wanted.
You have to
Nice
move it
roll.
up.
That means the BC
Yeah,
will draw.
my weight's up a little bit, but it just doesn't take the, like it doesn't fall. But just remind me about that in the sweep.
Sometimes when you're trying to get these to generate points, to get more than one, they never work. But here she gets the lovely roll, and BC won't risk trying to run them. They'll just draw.
is it there, though, Ray? Is the double there?
We had figured,
Oh,
we had that
sure.
figured out too. My weight was a little bit more, but it's that rock is just a little bit straighter, and then it glides a little bit more.
You can stay in the rings for one anyway, so you might as well play the draw for one.
Final stone then for British Columbia and Sue Garvey
Gotta be
in
8
the second.
foot. Have a look.
Here, Jan will say be 8
Have a
foot.
look. It looks like lots.
Not at all. Not at all.
Christy Lewis, 8 foot, stop in time. It looks like it has stopped. Just. Back 12.
Looks like one red to me. Yeah.
One red.
One red. Red.
Did you have your watch on that? Was that quicker?
No, it's about the same.
About the same, eh? Well, maybe still some early game nerves being shown by Garvey, but she gets away with it.
I thought I did that pretty good. Did you guys think it was on?
Another Nokia discovery. Small words are hard to read, which is why at Nokia we make our screens big, so they're easier to read. Inspired technology with a human touch. Nokia, connecting people.
Since 1982, Scott Paper has been the proud sponsor of the Scott Tournament of Hearts.
That's right, Gavin. Scott Towels has been there for the spills of victory.
And Scotties was there for the disappointments of defeat. Oh, that was a tough loss.
Here's Sandra Schmerler and the Scott product team practicing their winning form.
What great action! That Scott team really delivers.
That was great. As always, the Scott Tournament of Hearts is brought to you by this family of fine Scott Paper products.
Next. Another case of boredom twitch syndrome.
Nothing relieves boredom twitch syndrome like Star Choice Digital Satellite Television. Over 90 channels of movies, sports, and entertainment. All with cinema quality picture and CD quality sound.
Honey, our favorite movie! Oh, thank you.
For a retailer in your community, call now. Finally, the choice is yours. Star Choice.
Auto parts, auto parts, auto parts. We got them small, we got them round, we got them big, we got them long. Auto parts, auto parts, auto parts. For full-range cars and heavy trucks, bring on imports and you will find. Auto parts, auto parts, auto parts. For quality, we have the line for top performance every time.
UAP Napa, the right brand for the job.
Superior parts for every type of range, you know, is built just right. Auto parts, auto parts, auto parts.
Available at Auto Pro and UAP Napa member installers.
Started with a pair of boots. Kodiak boots, actually. And it just grew from there. It grew from boots to shoes. From shoes to clothing. Everything to dress you up or dress you down. Oops, not that far down. You could say that wearing Kodiaks has taken on a whole new meaning.
Let's update you on all the scores early in this 16th draw. That's our featured game, of course. Newfoundland, Heather Strong steals against Marie-Claude Carlos. PEI and Alberta are tied 1-1. That's Tammy Lowther, Kathy Borst. And the Yukon Northwest Territories' Kelly Kalo trying to shake off that. It was her truly a devastating loss when she had a chance to win it, and she plays Ontario. And Merklinger is headed towards the playoffs.
It's okay if it's top 12.
And that might be the most difficult thing to do, Linda. You, I don't want to
What do you got for
talk too much about it, but my goodness, how the heck do you go out there after you knew you had a chance to play again?
Yeah, but at the end of these weeks, you could have probably won one early. You do the woulda, shoulda, coulda, and you look back on your whole week and say, well, if I only won that one, we're on last rock, I lost it on day 2 or 3, whatever, I might have been in 2nd or 3rd place. It's part of curling. She had a shot. It was a tough one, but she had one, and the team takes it as a team. It wasn't Kelly's miss. It was a team miss, and you just move on.
BC threw the first rock out in front, the Redstone, and Saskatchewan attempted to come around it with Carrie Lynn Tchaikovsky's stone, and it comes up short as well. And a nice come around by BC.
Okay. Just normal.
Playing the run back, run through, or playing the peel?
By the amount of ice, it looked like the peel, but if this spot moves, they can certainly get it back.
Yes! Hurry!
And it is moving. Look at that.
Former junior champion.
Whoa! Plan B then.
Plan B, run it back.
So by that comment, we know she was playing the peel.
See it all?
Yeah, it looked like lots of ice, so I'm not sure if Carrie Lynn was a little inside and it got started into the spot that does move.
There's no room on the scorecard for remarks.
Hurry!
Allison McInnes.
Hurry!
Boards, but it was heading straight for the boards.
No problem.
Well, I don't really like that one, but I don't think there's anything we can do about it. We either come around this way.
Okay, let's go.
Like that.
She doesn't like that one, being the Redstone, obviously. Not much you can do about it. Is there? I mean, I would think that if you're trying to fight over the control zone and you don't want to go behind, you drive it straight back and leave your own stone sitting there.
I think she's just worried about the yellow one being open. I don't think she minds coming around the red. She was thinking maybe that, but look at this curl. She's not going to like this at all.
We had this sheet this afternoon, and it breaks big time with that intern.
Okay, that's all right.
This Ford email from Greg Bowie of Cornwall, PEI, as both a fan of curling, also a player. I was wondering if you had any information on when you can purchase tickets for the '99 Scott Tournament. Glad you asked. Because there's your information, the phone number and the web address to be held in 1999 in Charlottetown, February the 20th to the 28th.
Right up, guys, right up. Your way, Val. Right over, Val. Right over,
For the roll.
Right over. Okay, nice shot.
Not bad at all.
I was going to say with Saskatchewan, they maybe could have played the little split on their own and kind of rolled things behind the guards, but we saw, Ray, as you've mentioned, they're going to get a lot of curl on that in-turn for the right-hander, wide left to right towards center. So they know they can bury in that spot.
Easy. Yep. Hurry. Whoa.
Karen Deck, who looks like a pretty good thrower to me. I've watched a few of their games now, and she looks pretty strong.
Get them both. Out says Tchaikovsky, and there it goes.
There's the difference, Vic, in yesterday, last night's draw, is that rock would not have got out of the rings had the frost line been there. So there's your good indication.
Clean. Just want to know it's easy. It's clean. Close. Clean it, guys. Clean it. Yep.
Just looking for the nose hit.
Shot. Okay, let's go.
Christy Lewis.
Sorry, but we were talking about the records, and now at the end of the week, you can look at your games over the course of the week. All of these teams have had close games and opportunities to win when perhaps it looked like they might, and then they get stolen away. BC, remember that big loss to Ontario, and Merkley stealing the last end. If we look at the misses these teams have had, remember, unforced errors are new statistic. If you miss an open takeout, open draw, or if your guard slides into the house when you really need that free guard zone in place. Well, the best team all week, the fewest unforced errors, that's Alberta at 14. BC was second best, or is second best at the moment, and only 15 unforced errors.
Wow.
In Saskatchewan, 25. So BC plays an aggressive style. They have not missed the easy shots. They have been put into positions where they've had to make tough shots. And they, in some cases, haven't made them, and that's when you lose those very close games.
Isn't that interesting? That's interesting.
Shot, Dan.
I find in terms of where the teams are ranked right now in the standings, I find that interesting. That, you know, Saskatchewan is right now in 4th place. You know, BC is in 5th place, yet in their unforced errors, they're up among the leaders.
Both those teams got beat up badly in a few games, though, so.
And those were probably the games where they accumulated those unforced errors, the easier shots that were missed, and those really can kill you.
And we, you know, we'd like our viewers to know across the country that that's a new stat that we have, and there'll be a new one next year when Linda just has a little more time to think about it. We'll have variations of those things. We have the plus minus. We have now the unforced errors. Forward from tennis.
You on your toes.
Absolutely.
But you did see the one at the top of the list in unforced errors is Alberta, and they're at the top of the standings. And playing better maybe every game.
Which is the one that jives. I mean, you would think if you make the fewest errors, you should be among the leaders in the standings, and they are.
Well, there's a whole bunch of ways of phrasing it too. I mean, it's we talked about, you know, taking advantage of the opportunities you get. It's the same thing. I mean, you get an opportunity to draw in for that extra point, and you don't make it. You know, those things inevitably come back to haunt you, and they do. I think that's a great stat. I really like it. I think that's a good one.
Boy, a roll would be nice. Yep. All right. Trying to hang in there, guys. Yeah, like you have to be careful because it straightens right out just before the house. So, so you'd actually have to, yeah, half the rocks a roll.
Kathy's one of those players that has had a little bit better opportunities or better shot making maybe with her takeout. She's at 75% for her hits and 67% for her draw. So she's one of those that got caught perhaps on some of the evenings when the frost did accumulate and didn't make those either open draws or otherwise. But her hitting game's been terrific.
Right over. No, that's good. Yeah, those are tough.
She threw that
Kinda
nicely.
tough to decide.
Nice
Is it
and
gonna fall
clean.
back?
Nice control weight.
Try it with normal this time. Just get that roll.
Square up. Wait. Let's go, Sue.
Now these are the inside out turns that Ray has been talking about. So to get the roll, they move it from control weight, which would nose the stone, to try regular weight for the roll.
Yep. No, 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 no. No. Not yet.
There's one of those unforced errors.
Sue gives that stone a little bit of a look as she turns away. It opens the door for Saskatchewan to draw for two.
Well, we couldn't tell if she was outside or just took that extra ice, and with the combination of the weight, it ran that much straighter.
Well, you know, Kathy Trowell just threw one right down there and threw it with nice control weight, and it ran absolutely perfectly. So you obviously missed the boom on it.
I'm going to give you guys a 4.5.
Yep.
We talk about draw weight, and generally speaking, it's been 14 seconds between the hog lines, but a second is about 5 feet of distance. So Kathy says she's going to throw a 14.5, which means it's a little bit lighter, and the sweepers will have to get it in. And that's what they'll do.
That's it, guys.
As the Agridome responds, Saskatchewan flags are waving. Kathy Trowell takes advantage of the Garvey miss to pick up 2 here in the third.
When AT&T Canada started this dime time thing, I said to myself, Dime Boy, you gotta be a part of this. Call anyone in Canada, any evening, any weekend, for a dime or less. Who needs the phone? Dime time someone you love, okay? I'm no hero. I'm just trying to get Canada talking. One dime at a time. New dime time, only from AT&T Canada.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are.
Wouldn't putting your stars together with our 5-star rating be a bright thing to do?
Remember, kids in the back seat.
And buckle up.
Yes, it's boredom twitch syndrome. You're lucky. There's a new treatment.
Got boredom twitch syndrome? Get relief with Star Choice Digital Satellite Television. Over 90 channels of sports, movies, and entertainment, all with cinema quality picture and CD quality sound.
Thank you.
For a retailer in your community, call now. Finally, the choice is yours. Star Choice.
Son, you got to dig deep. You got to dig deep. Think back. Remember when you were 6 and we took you to McDonald's for your birthday party? All the kids, all the fun. All for you, son. For you. Remember that day, son? Remember when someone stole your fries, but we never found out who? Never found out.
It was him. Did somebody say McDonald's?
The unforced error hurt BC in that third as Saskatchewan takes advantage. Sue Garvey with the miss on the takeout. It might have resulted in a blank. Instead, Saskatchewan takes 2 and has the lead. BC the hammer here in 4.
But I told you that Sue does know how to generate points, and she's put her stone, the second stone of the end of course, beside center line in the free guard zone. That means it can't be removed, and Saskatchewan will play the other side of their own center line guard.
Here it comes, here it comes. Yep. Yes. Hurry! 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 No, we're ticking. Whoa, 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 whoa. No, not right over.
When they start to go, they really go.
Great start for Valerie Lahusik.
Is it split there? No, too far out.
This is giving us a good chance to see they come around on a corner guard. We've seen a lot of movement to the center, and I did hear the players when I was listening to the game this morning talking about the movement to the center, and even heard the word dished ice, where they wondered if with the scraping the centers were a little lower and that meant there was more movement. But this is going to give us a great chance to see the movement to the corner.
She actually said bowl this morning, though. You dished it maybe. It's not bowl because you can't get to the outsides.
Lots of room. Back house. Lots of room. Sit.
Maybe a little bit dished.
Okay.
Because those 12-foots are tough to get into.
Okay. You can just give me like, you know, wall weight. Okay.
That one would have buried if it had the weight. At least it appeared it would have. It was just a bit deep.
Karen Daku.
Yes! Hurry!
Right out of her hand. Quickly, you can hear Trowell calling down to Lewis and Chikowski.
Whoa!
She's already on the guard. They're waiting to spill it.
No, that's okay. No, that's all right. We'll use it and put one here.
You got to start it a little bit. She just maybe came out right out, straight out of her target line inside.
Allison McInnes,
the
BC second here in the fourth.
Hurry for line. Drum. Got line. Hurry. Hurry. Right over, guy. Okay.
Roll off into the top 12. Numbers through 3 for the 2 seconds.
Yeah, I was a little surprised at the call for
Yeah, me
Allison.
too.
I thought they'd come top 12-foot the same way they came. The one at the back of the 12-foot is so deep. It's lots of room to get by that same corner.
This is the way we thought she was going to come. She almost ended up there. She played the other turn this way and then got the chip and roll, as you saw. I thought she might play the out turn, come around too, to the top of the 12-foot behind the long guard.
Trying the double.
Enough? A little more? No, it'll stop.
Good throw, Allie.
Allison was born in Oban, Scotland.
Hurry, hurry, hurry hard, hurry.
Very international team, this BC.
Hurry, hurry, hurry.
Force
That was a strange shot. She pushed the top one and she almost was lying 3 off of it.
I know, and or the red one almost guarded the other stones.
Yeah.
I don't think Allison was that much narrow. I think it just moved on them and caught some strange action on the other stones.
Well, watch this. She just ticks this front one. She actually ended up pushing that in the rings, touches the rock she was throwing at, and then the shooter rolls over and, as Linda says, almost guards the back one. Could have stayed in the rings. You could have got the hit, the split, and to line 3. That would have gone down on our record book, I'll tell you.
And if people had needed 3 in the last end, for example, for a win,
yeah,
they would never have seen that shot.
Split it in, but make the hit. That would have been something, eh? Sue's lying 1. That's the rock that was split in. So now the out turn come around.
T-line down or behind the T-line?
Shot rock here.
Jan Wilson. As BC tries to get that 2 right back here in the 4th.
Lots of room.
That would have been some shot.
Room.
This one's going to be deep.
Notice how they're sliding today, Linda, as compared to
Okay.
previous days? We'll have to watch for that to see if it changes.
Well, you said this would be a key battle, and they've come to play, both of them. Jan Wilson, Christy Lewis, the top of their games.
How about hack weight?
Hack weight.
Your favorite shot, Chris?
Your favorite shot, Chris.
Broom weight. Yeah, you bet.
Whoa! No! No! Right off! Right off, guys! No, no! No, right off! Right off, come on! Come on!
Come on.
Come on!
Come on.
Go! I got it. Okay,
It's
good.
important how far that one
Great
spills.
shot, Chris.
Hangs on at the back.
Good job.
You can see why it's important. There's a redstone biting top 12.
And that back one's covered, I guess, too, Linda.
I think
With
so.
a long guard.
Switching come around attempts to the guard on the left side of center.
You can get to the back one, but this is just as good an opportunity here to make a really good come around. Jan Wilson. Let the intern come around, top of the 8 foot, shot rock, try and get it buried.
Whoa. On its own. Whoa. Room. Wait only. Lots of room.
It's walking over now, though.
As long as you're in front of Teed, bring it.
Nice shot by Jan. That really comes across, doesn't it?
There's definitely spots where you can get around these guards. This is going to make it great for us.
Yeah, I think so too. Okay. Well, it's going to go hard, eh? Okay. I think it's going to go hard. Okay. Okay? Yeah.
She can see about half of it.
I think I can throw control at that and actually
Control weight, try and roll it over here.
get it and roll off over to the other side. What can I see? Yeah. At least pick it out of there. Like, we can't crash. The important thing is to get it out without the jam. Okay? I think so. Let's go.
Well, Sue's big miss last end showed up on the scoreboard, missing that open takeout.
Really ready.
Yeah, we will.
Ooh. Whoa, easy.
A little groan on this first stone by Kathy Trowell.
Wasn't thrown very good, but it worked. Well, I didn't throw that very good, but it worked.
Doesn't matter how you let go of it, where it ends up.
I think the place to come now is this way here. Try and get it in behind this rock up here.
Yeah.
Right in here.
Because if we go this way, we're probably jamming it.
Sue's looking at the double, but that's a long roll.
I like that call, Sue, right there.
Or
Yeah.
even this again.
Because then even if you get it 3/4 or a quarter behind, then you got the jam possibility if you try to remove it.
Yeah, I had you there. I think I had you right there.
She's going to go back to the intern again. I guess she feels she knows
I
the
don't think too much less. We won't get by.
ice a little better.
Well, it's kind of two different ways of getting there. She thinks she can completely bury with
What do
this
you guys
turn.
think?
But you're right, Ray. If she came the other way, even if it wasn't completely buried, there may be
this way than
a
the
way
other
that
way.
Saskatchewan
This
would
is
jam it onto the yellow
wild, yeah.
on the back of the 12 foot on the
Jams
right
came
hand
in there,
side.
yeah.
So
Nice had to come just a little bit
Do we
more.
need
going
more
for
weight
the
because
full
of the
bury.
sideways movement or not?
7.5.
Sue Garvey, born in Metz, France. Dad was in the Air Force.
Squats, guys.
Yep. Hurry. Hurry. Hurry.
Get by, you guys. Hurry.
Hurry.
Hurry. Whoa,
The
whoa.
Husik.
Wait
McInnes.
only.
Not too deep, not too deep.
Very nice shot. Well, she was right too. She knew for sure. You're right, Linda. She knew for sure that rock would curl, and that's the reason for her call, and it's a good call. She had to guess a little bit maybe on the outturn ice too. You know, they haven't played a lot of rocks. They waited a long time for this, boy, and it really comes across. And there may be a little dish in there, as you mentioned already.
She was taking ice outside the edge of the 4 foot, and look at it walk over now.
Yeah, that's 4 feet. Ooh, those last few feet. They almost lost it.
Yes. Yeah, well, they knew the weight was perfect, but they had to get on it for the line.
Very nice come around. Sue Garvey. Ice reading is going to be very important in this game today and the rest of these games. It has been up to this point, but it's going to be very, very important.
Kathy Trowell and her final stone.
Playing down to it, so she just needs draw weight, 14 seconds.
This is her straight rock.
Ah, you heard
This is her straight rock.
Carrier Lynch-Kowski say this is her straight rock, so will it curl as much?
Come on. Whoa.
Well, that was 14:11. We saw 14 seconds just plus a little bit. So we talk about the draw being about 13.5 to 14. The sides, if it does get frosty, the draw weight will be a little bit slower, but 14 seconds down the middle looks perfect. 9.5 for hit, 11.5 for hack, and 15.5 plus for guard. They can really drag these draws.
Okay, one? Yeah.
Well, the shot rock is the BC stone, but there's just nowhere to draw. So to get your 2 points, you have no alternative but to play the hit on that, drive it out, and try and score
So
2.
the one at this, I'm afraid to try anything lighter, it'll take off. All right.
Yeah, wait to the broom. When you find a spot that really moves, you do have to believe it, because there are other spots that if you up the weight, it's going to run very straight. But Sue feels she can throw what is her normal takeout here and still get movement.
Yeah. Hurry. Hard. Hurry. Hurry, guys. Hurry.
Trying to get 2 right back here in 4.
Good sweeping. Will it hang on, though?
It'll roll too far. It came across the face. And Jan Wilson taps the 1 stone. It's a red stone, so we're all even. 2-2 through 4. For this all-important game, Saskatchewan trying to eliminate BC.
So, well, yeah, I know about it. I just forgot.
And now, another TSN Sports Break.
Hi, everybody, and welcome back to the TSN Newsroom. I'm Darren Detition with this Sports Break. The National Hockey League season resumed last night. Unfortunately, it did not last very long for the Ottawa Senators' Chris Phillips. He was playing the puck against the boards in Edmonton when the puck flew up and caught him in the eye, right underneath the helmet. Phillips had to be helped off. He spent the night in hospital in Edmonton under observation. There is no word on his status as of yet. We hope to have more details for you a little later on this afternoon. On to the Canadian Football League, and the Hamilton Tiger Cats have just got a lot better. They signed free agents Danny McManus and Darren Flutie. McManus gets a 2-year contract. Remember, this is a club that was 2-16 last year. I mean, they have to get better. We'll get you back to curling right after this.
Since 1982, Scott's Paper has been the proud sponsor of the Scott Tournament of Hearts.
That's right, Gavin. Scott Towels has been there for the spills of victory.
And Scotties was there for the disappointments of defeat. Oh, that was a tough loss.
Here's Sandra Schmerler and the Scott product team practicing their winning form.
What great action! That Scott team really delivers.
That was great. As always, the Scott Tournament of Hearts is brought to you by this family of fine Scott paper products.
Since the Hendrick Racing Team started using Quaker State, they finished 1-2 in the 96 Winston Cup standings. Finished 1-2-3 this year at Daytona. And they've won at Rockingham, Bristol, Martinsville, and Charlotte. Which makes you wonder, is it in their blood or in their engines? Quaker State, the quality the Hendrick Racing Team demands, the quality your car deserves.
Introducing 8 hours of fever relief. New Children's Advil.
A tough cold isn't just up here. Your sinuses are congested too. That's why there's Advil Cold and Sinus for congestion. It's tough on colds like Advil is on pain. And now it's available without a prescription.
Advil Cold and Sinus, today's relief for tough colds.
Welcome back to the Agridome. As we update you on all the scores during the midway point of the 16th draw, Newfoundland steals 1 and is up 2-0. PEI in Alberta. Alberta, we know Kathy Borst will finish first. And after a couple of blanks in 1 and 2, Kelly Kalo gets a single against Ontario and Ann Merklinger. Well, that's, I guess, is that an unforced error? The first time when Saskatchewan, when BC missed, Sue Garvey missed her takeout in 3, he called that an unforced error. Would that have been an unforced error?
It is. If it's wide open, if it has no guard in front of it, and if the stone behind it is not in a position where it would jam if you hit it straight back, it is. And Sue won't be happy with either of those.
So 2 unforced errors, and we have a tie game going to 5, and Saskatchewan has the hammer.
BC put that guard up. Now the Saskatchewan stone is shot rock, but it's too deep for them. They would have preferred it top 12, top 8.
Right off.
BC can come down to it.
Stay close. Stay close. Lots of room. Tons of room. Okay.
Just too much weight. A little bit too much weight, maybe.
Control weight. Okay. No. Yes.
Mary Lynn Schakowsky.
Whoa, leave it then. Leave it. Don't touch. No. Don't touch. Don't touch. Yep. No. Yep. Oh, we got no.
Just shows us, though, that's such a good picture of what happens when you do break Linda's law. The one that says either don't go too deep or too soon, or a rock in front of the tee line can be made better and one behind it cannot, because we're looking at the house and we're seeing as soon as BC gets a hit and roll or can later perhaps freeze onto that back one, you're negating the entire house except for a tiny area in the 4-foot. For the team with last rock, you're trying to leave your opportunity so that you're not forced into something in that 4-foot area, or even having to try and get rid of a BC stone that may be welded onto one of yours.
You can just about see the whole thing, hey? Just about? Okay, just give me control. Wait, I think you can get to the nose. Yeah.
Karen Daku.
Yes! Hurry!
So the first team that makes a great roll is in a great position.
Hurry! Whoa, now, whoa! No!
Calgary native looking for the little flip. That's nothing.
Okay, wait to the rim, Allie. Up a bit. Little firm. Close.
There's a chance for a double here.
Across the face, got it.
Nice shot, Allie.
Very nice. Allison McInnes.
Yeah, could even get a corner. Just control's good.
Now this is probably the best example of the contrast between the two teams. Saskatchewan has last rock, so they're going to run the guard. You know it curls there, especially with this in-turn. You know you can get around it and try and set up your 2, but they're not going to make that attempt. BC would make that attempt if they had the same situation because they're the more aggressive team.
It's good.
Coming up later today, 5 p.m. Eastern Time, coverage of the Nissan Open. They've had lots of rain on the Pacific Coast in California. Hope it hasn't affected coverage of the Nissan Open at 5 p.m. today. Nick Faldo is the defending champion.
Ray doesn't really need to pay attention to the golf tournaments because he's already won his pool for the
so
year.
far ahead. It's I'm giving all their money back to them actually.
Do you have Duval?
In's okay.
I have Duval, yeah. I have Duval, yeah.
Shot. Nice one, Jan.
Duval, O'Meara, Simpson, Dobbs.
Okay. Yeah, you bet.
Yep. Yes. First shot, Kath. Hurry. Yep. Hurry hard. Hurry. Come on. Hurry hard. Hurry. 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 Yeah, I think so. Oh, we got enough. We got enough. That's okay.
Right on the beak.
It's tight.
Ann Merklinger and her team from the Rideau Curling Club in Ottawa know they will finish second, are headed for a showdown with Kathy Borst in one of the quarterfinal games. This in the fourth and trailing 1-0 to the Yukon Northwest Territories and Kelly Kalo. And Merklinger, lying one, will draw the top 4 or top 8 for her second point and a 2-1 lead going to 5.
Hurry, 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 hurry.
Okay.
Just
nice
couldn't
weight,
get it there.
Jan.
It was perfect weight. Just need a little more ice or.
Well, they've gone back to this outside in spot. To get the roll, this one is tough. Even if you make contact, it's if you want to get the roll towards center, it's very difficult.
Yeah, you came out with normal weight. You came out about there.
There's their reasoning for the first end. Remember the
more comfortable too? Oh, no, but I can't tell her when I'm doing
or
it.
rather the third end. Remember the open miss that Sue had? Talking about the fact that she was that much wide, and now figuring the ice for this particular shot.
Just cut the ice down a little bit from that
I thought they could hold it.
situation.
Yeah, I thought they could too, but my weight
It's a really fine
my
line.
weight is nice and controlled.
Yeah, yeah. I think Karen's must have been up a little bit more.
Yeah,
Hey,
hers is normal. We should have told you that.
Keep my coat off that.
But I just
it's okay. I figured it out.
Doing pretty good for time this game, eh? Yeah. Let's try this again.
Good comment by Sue. I'll try this again. I gassed the last one. I tried here.
Yep. Yep. Hard. Weights down a bit. Yep. Hurry. Hard, hard, hard. Stay.
And it'll sit right there. Top 12. Some Ford email from Tamara North in Brandon, Manitoba. I'm snowed in today watching this great game, and I was wondering what Ray meant when he talked about fudging. Yeah, we understand you got some snow.
Well, the fudging, of course, is made by Maple Leaf. It comes in almond, chocolate, and no.
And you've had plenty.
That's what's on this table, actually.
What it is that the frost creeps into the rings and the frost builds up inside the pebble, and it's really difficult when the rock gets to that area. It can affect the rock in various ways. Obviously, one way it can affect it is that it slows it up, and we've seen a couple of rocks come to dead stops almost, like the draws we thought that were sliding freely. And also, when you're throwing down the lines where the frost is, it can affect the curl, the amount of curl involved, and that rock will run, may run very, very straight down that line. And when you come off it, it'll make it move. It just it affects the ice to a point where you lose a little faith in, number one, in the feel of draw weight, which is so important to the game. And then the reading of the ice becomes so difficult when you have to go out into the frost line and then the rock comes in off of it. You know, not only are you not sure about how much ice to give, the thrower has, you know, he has a tough feeling about how much weight to throw.
In the past, when we've talked about fudging, it has been more when the building is warm, no frost develops, but the pebble goes lower and lower, and the contact of the stone, the bottom part of the stone, there's too much contact with the ice, and then the rock won't go anywhere. You need the pebble, the sprinkles of water on the ice, to give the right amount of contact, to let it curl and slide along nicely. And I guess the term came from the fact that fudge is soft, and the ice, whether it's frost or a flattening pebble, has that soft appearance and grabs at the stone.
The nose are on the outside.
There's the pebble. You can see, and the ice is like this. And when the pebble falls, for example, the ice is flooded flat like that. And when the pebble falls, it falls with little peaks like this, what Linda's talking about. And when the frost creeps in, it creeps in this area here and fills up in here. And it's a frost buildup. The rock, of course, sits up on that with that little running surface and then runs along on top of that, you know. So it's the building up of the frost inside the pebble.
And that's why sometimes you'll see them go to the hair brushes, just like you're brushing your teeth, trying to get the in between the frost and dig the frost out of the pebble. But that kind of fudging isn't quite as good as the stuff that you've been putting away, Mr. Turnbull. As you get the blank here in the 5th. And if you are in the storm east of here between Regina and Winnipeg, or in the storms down in East Coast, we understand the Maritime's getting a good dose of snow as well. We hope you're enjoying our coverage from here at the Scott Tournament of Hearts.
It was about the time that gold was discovered on Bonanza Creek that the Canadian Bank of Commerce set out on one of the great human adventures in Canada's history, the epic trek to the Klondike.
Is it terrible out there? I can't imagine.
They've been asked to open the first official bank.
In your letter, when you described the trip over the mountain,
Sure, there was plenty of gold, all right, and plenty of ways to spend it, too. But the men knew they could trust the Canadian Bank of Commerce.
As far as the new bank is concerned, I'm extremely well satisfied with the efforts.
You see, the bank was there on behalf of the Dominion government, and they could see beyond the glitter to a larger dream, a dream called Canada.
Your awaiting wife and
your loving and devoted husband, Wilfred.
When you never forget where you came from, you can see more clearly where you're going. As in the past, CIBC will continue to play a pioneering role by investing in Canada's vision of the future.
Hi, CIBC. How may I help you?
Canadian Imperial Bank of Commerce, seeing beyond.
Another Nokia discovery. Small words are hard to read, which is why at Nokia we make our screens big, so they're easier to read. Inspired technology with a human touch. Nokia, connecting people.
Some of us thrive in wet situations. Scott towels are no exception. Thirsty Scott towels are so absorbent and strong, you can trust them to soak up quickly, which is a good thing. For most of us. Scott towels, always thirsty for more.
You know what to do. Wild party last night, huh? So what happened to you? Last I heard, you were headed for some body piercing place. Man, that stuff's too weird for me. Anyway, I'm sure you didn't do anything too stupid. 'Cause hey, you're the man, cool guy. See you at the beach.
The 1998 Scott Tournament of Hearts from Regina, Saskatchewan on TSN is brought to you by Scott Towels, always thirsty for more.
Fifth end break for these two teams. British Columbia, Saskatchewan. You see Kathy Trowell, Karen Daku, very important for both teams. British Columbia at 5 losses. Should they lose it, they would be eliminated. Saskatchewan trying to avoid dropping back because earlier today, 6 lost teams were eliminated. We know that Alberta and Ontario will finish first and second, respectively. If Team Canada wins their final game tonight, well, they'll clinch third. But if either Canada or Saskatchewan lose one or more of their games, then New Brunswick and BC remain alive. So that's the scenario, the tie-breaking scenario. Sue Garvey wants to stay alive here in Regina. Stay with us right after the game for the TSN Turning Point, brought to you by Super 8 Motels.
I did that already.
It's always been my way or no way, right? So when I go away, I stay at Super 8. I want it comfortable. Am I right? I want my VIP discount and friendly people. But not too friendly. Life's great at Super 8.
Reminder, we'll be back with you with the 17th and final round robin draw. That comes your way tonight at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And the key games on the ice will be Manitoba against Team Canada. Sandra Schmerler trying to avoid dropping to 5 losses. And Saskatchewan against New Brunswick. Again, Saskatchewan looking to avoid dropping to 5. That's if she doesn't lose her 5th to BC, which Sue Garvey, of course, is hoping for. Just a reminder, that's tonight following the NHL tonight. The Rangers and the Maple Leafs will have it for you at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Round 17, the Scott Tournament of Hearts from Regina.
When AT&T Canada started this Dime Time thing, I said to myself, Dime boy, you gotta be a part of this. Call anyone in Canada, any evening, any weekend, for a dime or less. Who needs the phone? Dime time, someone you love, okay? I'm no hero. I'm just trying to get Canada talking. One dime at a time. New Dime Time, only from AT&T Canada.
The new 1998 Ford Taurus comes with many standard features. Dual airbags, power windows, air conditioning, and one thing that's always been standard, personality.
Since 1982, Scott Paper has been the proud sponsor of the Scott Tournament of Hearts.
That's right, Gavin. Scott Towels has been there for the spills of victory.
And Scotties was there for the disappointments of defeat. Oh, that was a tough loss.
Here's Sandra Schmerler and the Scott product team practicing their winning form.
What great action! That Scott team really delivers.
That was great. As always, the Scott Tournament of Hearts is brought to you by this family of fine Scott Paper products.
Linda, let's take a look at the numbers after 5.
Well, I think the key numbers are really the score, because remember, we've been seeing a pretty open game and the shooting percentages are quite good, although the Saskatchewan draw percentages are low. They haven't thrown a lot of draws, they've been keeping it open, but the Sue Garvey misses. One, to try and prevent the score of 2 for Saskatchewan, and the second, to get an extra point. Those are the 2 misses. Those are the numbers that are really key, even though the BC overall percentages are great.
You know, maybe you should add to that unforced errors.
Is that tight or anything? Yeah, I've thought about that. The unforced errors one is an experiment. They're doing it manually for us this year as we go through the Scott Tournament of Hearts and Labatt Brier. But I've got Brian Cassidy, CCA head statistician, working for me, and he said if we like it and everybody thinks it's meaningful, he will get his little computer fingers going and he will code it into the entire package for us. So again, thanks to Brian.
A little disappointed in Brian, actually. He was didn't get here till 7:15 the other morning, and
he's a volunteer.
And I saw him getting out of here at 20 to 12. I think that, Brian, if you're going to accept the job,
put something into
that
it, would you?
yeah, give it a real try. Give it an honest effort. Otherwise, you know,
takes 3
get
weeks.
somebody else.
3 weeks of his year off work, holiday time, to come and work those long hours for us. And I'm down there bothering him every time.
Hey, guys.
You're like that. You can be a pest. You can be a pest.
Carrie Lynn, the former Saskatchewan junior champion, works for the Royal Bank.
Okay, room.
Take it all the way.
Here it comes. Yep.
Go all
Yep. Come on. Hurry for line.
These are the key shots that I talk about. If you can get this top 12, top 8, it's great.
Right hard.
Great line by Carrie Lynn. Good shot. It's a very good shot. Very good shot.
Carrie Lynn's parents, and on the right is Mum Marion. And we wish you happy birthday.
Oh, very good.
And not bashful about it at all, huh?
We knew it was your birthday,
You didn't
Mom.
have to,
You didn't have to tell us. We do our research.
Little birds fly up here and drop things off. That's great. Congratulations. And would love to celebrate with a couple of Saskatchewan wins, obviously. That would be the perfect present into the Final Four for Kathy Trowell and daughter Sherry Lynn.
Back house.
Well, that's what I talk about. It's that second lead rock for BC, the first one for Saskatchewan. If they're in front of the tee line, if they're in good position, they set up the whole end. That one, if it had stopped anywhere, even in front, Sue wouldn't have minded, but it can't be through. But this is very interesting.
Look at the call. I mean, she's not going to take one single chance.
Yep. Hurry.
Here's Carrie Lynn.
Hurry hard.
Saskatchewan with last rock, and
Right up, guys. Hurry. Right up hard. Right up. Okay.
I guess it's something I wouldn't do. Kathy had a plan.
you guess?
I know it's something I wouldn't have done.
All right, let's just be a little
No,
more specific.
I wouldn't have done it at all.
No, me neither. Allison McGinnis, you've got to take advantage of these situations. You've got to rock out and play now. Just off the center line. In-turn draw. You need this top 8 foot.
Hurry for line.
Even top 12 foot's fine.
Hurry for line. Line only. Okay, we're by. Line only. We're by.
Sorry, Sue.
Well, that's okay. I just don't want to let that go.
No, mine.
That's a good shot.
Okay, good throw.
They definitely know that spot now. We've seen some lovely come-arounds. A terrific one by Sue, actually, in the fourth end.
And that's a hard call for Sue because you know it's going to break. Actually, they missed the front rock by about 6 inches, so they could have left it, so it would have been a little higher. But when it starts to go like that, Linda, you really do, you're petrified that it's going to go so much and chip the front one.
Yes. Hurry.
Karen Daku
Hurry.
in a 2-2 tie, playing the 6th.
Hurry. Whoa. Right over here. Yep.
Take it over.
A little break here.
Yes. A good break. Very nice break. Got the front off, got the rock off the rings, forcing Sue without last rock to have to play the hit.
That's good.
It's very good.
One.
It's firm one.
Little up. Clean.
Weights up. Clean it. Clean it. Yep. Nice one, Allie.
What it does is it makes it helps Kathy play the kind of game that she wants to play, because she definitely does not want to play with rocks in front. So now she's able to play in the rings, and that's what she wants, and that's what she's comfortable with, obviously. So
Easy. That's good. That's my fault. I should open dice. It's good.
We talked about the distance between Cranbrook and Kamloops. It is a long way, a long drive, and obviously in the winter with the roads sometimes difficult, it's just too tough. So Jen flies back and forth. We'll go for a bonspiel, maybe stay on for league play and fly back home and do that week after week.
And as someone might in the Cranbrook area, she loves to golf and
No, she
ski.
kind of floated it out.
Yeah, you've got it all in the Kootenays.
All, of course, part of
Beautiful British Columbia. Thanks,
Let's do
Vic.
this turn.
It's a big retainer she gets you.
Is it?
Yeah.
Every time?
She never gives us a cent when we
No.
feed her that material.
And for those going to Kamloops for the World Championships this year, it also has just about everything in April. You never know. You might be able to ski and boat and golf and do it all in one day.
Yeah, I'm bringing my clubs. I'm bringing my clubs. I want you big
When are we going to have time? When are we going to have time?
I'm going to stay after for a few days.
Christy Lewis works for WestJet.
There's lots of ski resorts. Of course, BC has lots of them. A new one near Kamloops. Sun Peaks.
Sun Peaks, that's Nancy.
You
Big White
there,
and Silver Star, is that
That's right.
what they are?
Silver Star in Vernon, Big White in Kelowna.
Mm-hmm.
Close.
Can stay and do the whole circuit.
Clean. Yep. Whoa.
Shot, Jen.
It's amazing how the end turned around. You had the, you know, the run off the front, and then the rock that, you know, caught the top 12-foot rock and stayed in the rings, and all of a sudden changed the entire end around. It was an end developing in Sue's favor. She had the one rock buried, and
Yeah, sorry. Hurry! Hurry! Hurry hard! Hurry! Right up! Right up hard! Right up! Right up! Right up! Right up hard! Right up! Good sweep, guys. Good job.
nice shot.
Good throw, Christy.
Inside out?
Inside out. Yeah, well, over there you're going to play that,
Do that?
for sure. Yeah.
Too much
But,
there.
nice shot by Christy.
Good job.
She's playing well.
Well, she admits
Yeah, I
the
should
television got to her the
I need
first
some of those.
3 games. Remember, they were 0-3 till they won
Sorry. Good
last night.
As far as television goes.
Yeah, that's right, as far as television games go. And she admits that she didn't think she'd feel the pressure of the game, but
And she was cute talking about superstitions because we all have them. She said when she got rid of the microphone, she felt much better.
I'm not superstitious.
Sue Garvey
I
works
walk
for
under
Agriculture
ladders.
Canada.
Roll over there. Clean. Just clean.
Ladders, black cats, nothing
Yep.
bothers
No,
you.
I don't believe in that kind of stuff. And I, you know, when I played, I didn't wear the same socks or
And we,
same. I didn't do any of that stuff.
I think a lot of people appreciated that.
Yeah.
Very good.
Okay.
Very good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Our minds are just a little bit more tired than yours.
I thought you'd be right in there, Vic, because I know your socks and underwear are so neat and clean.
Oh,
I wouldn't go any further, Linda, if I were you. I'd just back off now. You're having a good run at it. In-turn hit, wide open, rock sitting in the
Clean.
5 o'clock
Clean.
position, half in the 8 and half in the 12 foot.
Clean all the way. Yep. Yep.
first skip stone for Kathy Trowell, who works at the Regina Dental Lab.
Hurry hard.
Certainly didn't overpower that, did she?
Yeah, just took off.
No, and this is the type of ice and those spots that move where we used to say control weight is great. Well, it is great, but you have to ice yourself for it.
I still remember that from that last one.
Yeah, they go pretty hard.
Well, I knew it was going to go hard, but I just didn't expect it to wall up.
Yeah.
Somebody already like, so.
So a little chance for Sue to try and get one behind the corner. Now this is wide, and this hasn't been a spot that you can get to in the past. Means you have to try and curl into the 12-foot.
That's been what, because of the frost? Is that correct?
A little bit because of the frost, yeah. Then we, you know, the ice, the sheet might be dished a little bit too. So at that point, you're climbing up the wall a bit.
Yep. Yep, hurry!
Gee, she's getting the movement, Linda, if she gets it there.
Wow, look at this.
Very nice shot. So it's we're seeing lots of movement now.
Yeah, it's terrific ice.
There was no problem getting behind that.
I think there, if I can.
Earlier in the week, it was a little more difficult to get into that 12 because of the frost buildup. But there's just the cool air outside. It's cooled off here in Regina.
Nice shot, Sue.
Dave and Lloyd have been using the burner, scraping.
Not quite.
Dave and Lloyd being Lloyd Stanzel and Dave Merklinger. Lloyd Stanzel from the Nipawin area, east of Thunder Bay.
Well, you decide. You
Dave
gotta throw it.
from Ottawa.
What do you think?
I think we're okay. I'll give you control.
You can see enough of that. She can try and blank. Just catch the corner.
Hurry! Yes! Whoa! Whoa! Yes!
Enough to pick it?
Yeah. Right out.
Maybe roll it out? Gonna have enough?
Come on, right out. That's a good shot.
Well, a good draw forces Saskatchewan to take one, and it has the flags aflutter here at the Agridome. Saskatchewan picks up one, and they're up 3-2. British Columbia will have the hammer back when we return.
Next, another case of boredom twitch syndrome.
Nothing relieves boredom twitch syndrome like Star Choice Digital Satellite Television. Over 90 channels of movies, sports, and entertainment. All with cinema quality picture and CD quality sound.
Honey, our favorite movie! Oh, thank you.
For a retailer in your community, call now. Finally, the choice is yours. Star Choice.
Another Nokia discovery. Small words are hard to read, which is why at Nokia we make our screens big, so they're easier to read. Inspired technology with a human touch. Nokia, connecting people.
Since the Hendrick Racing Team started using Quaker State, they finished 1-2 in the 96 Winston Cup standings. Finished 1-2-3 this year at Daytona. And they've won at Rockingham, Bristol, Martinsville, and Charlotte. Which makes you wonder, is it in their blood or in their engines? Quaker State, the quality the Hendrick Racing Team demands, the quality your car deserves.
You know what to do. Wild party last night, huh? So what happened to you? Last I heard, you were headed for some body piercing place. Man, that stuff's too weird for me. Anyway, I'm sure you didn't do anything too stupid. 'Cause hey, you're the man, cool guy. See you at the beach.
You know, and off the record, you just never know what our guests will do.
You don't want to be caught, Mike. Squeeze tighter, tighter, tighter.
Robin, were you?
Right up.
That was good. When are you going to do the kick?
You grab here, so you can tuck the head down, and then you come over the top.
All right.
Okay.
Give him a finish. Give him a finishing move. Power slam him, baby.
It's Off the Record, weeknights on TSN.
Here are all the scores. We've passed the midway point of this 16th draw. Saskatchewan forced to take one to lead BC. Newfoundland, Quebec. Marie-Claude Carlos from Alma, Quebec against Heather Strong. Tammy Lowther of Charlottetown trailing Kathy Borst. Kelly Kalo and Merklinger tied 2-2 as they play 6. As our coverage of the Scott Tournament of Hearts continues on this final day of round robin play, we'll be back with you with the final draw when it'll all be sorted out. Tonight at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time, the 17th and final draw. Right after the NHL tonight, the Leafs and the Rangers. And these are the games as they stand now, the records as they stand now. We know, though, that Manitoba, Canada will be an important game. Canada will go in 6-4. And the other key game is Saskatchewan and New Brunswick. So those are the two really to focus on. British Columbia could also be, if BC wins this game and stays at 5 losses, then they'll have to try and stay at 5 losses tonight as well.
And another open end. We were talking last end about how Saskatchewan was really almost forced to take one. Now that was a nice come around by Sue. It was not completely buried, and Kathy could have rolled it out, but you also have to be careful you don't blow it by everything. You need to make sure you make contact first, and she didn't play the upweight so that she made sure she got the rock, and that meant the rollout was tough. And now BC has the control of last rock, and Sue's going to wait to make sure she has an opportunity to get something going.
The only thing about Sue waiting in this situation is she really is playing the kind of game that Kathy wants to play. We saw last time when Kathy had a chance to go around a couple of long guards and she just didn't even consider it, went up and ran it off. And Sue is, there's a miss here. But, you know, Sue can force this a little bit. She now has the hammer back. I know it's the 7th end, and I guess some teams think odds and even numbers. I don't at this stage. I never think about that. I'm thinking points always.
And if this one's in, BC will have to make a change in plan because the attempt to blank would be very tough if Karen gets this one in good spot.
Karen Daku.
That's it, top 12. Okay. Okay, that's all right. That's all right. You don't want any. That's good. That's good. Good sweep. Good job, guys. That's great.
Saskatchewan line 2, BC with the hammer here in 7.
Now you could hit shot rock and try and roll behind the other one top 12, but instead Sue's hitting the second shot rock, the one that is top 12, and trying to run and roll over in front of the other. The benefit of this, if you get the roll, the red one will be very hard to remove.
Nice shot, Ellie.
Not quite. If you roll behind the other, you left Saskatchewan with the run back.
Clean. Whoa. Yep. Whoa. Whoa. Yeah, right over, yes.
If we hit this one, we might be able to graze off the back of there. You like normal or 2? Go normal.
Hit this one here, come across here, maybe catch the back of this one here and go that way so he'd be covered.
Oh. Yep.
Hear the little groans more and more now, in the sense that the players are getting tired of it. Is that might be
I think it was just she wasn't happy with her delivery.
Just had to hit it a little bit thicker to get that.
Really got that, huh?
Yeah.
I'm having a look to see if that one spun out. And think it did.
Just in case you're wondering, the black is part of the circles, okay?
Thanks, Ray.
Some things.
And that information came from
Lloyd Stanzel.
Right. I asked them how wide the black is. Most curling clubs, they don't paint an outer part of the circle. It's just the red, in this case, would be the outer part of the 12-foot. And they said, oh, it's usually about ½ an inch, and used more often in national championships to define the circle better. But as long as it's paint, it's part of the house.
Okay, we'll just leave it.
In the paint.
That's good there. Whoa. That's good. Atta girl.
In the paint with Brendan Connor, isn't that?
Like that?
Issue?
It would be, yep. Won't talk much about curling on that show,
Try
though.
and
It's
go
all about
this
the
way, we're gonna
NBA.
jam. No, I don't like that. Yeah.
Jan Wilson.
No. No.
Catch a corner.
Okay, Jan.
Can't hold the shooter. Fair to say that I sense from the lack of aggressiveness, and we've seen it, I think, more from Kathy. But are we playing not to lose this rather than to win it, these two teams?
I think it's fair to say that they are a little bit nervous today. It's a must win, and yeah, I think they're playing. I don't think Saskatchewan is changing their plan much. I think BC is the one making the biggest change. But for both of them, it's pretty dangerous because we're getting near the end of the game, and as Ray said, one major error. If you give up a 2 or even a 3, it's now no time to catch up.
Grabs it. Easy. Whoa.
And Kathy's into the top 8. This Ford email from Donald Clancy, Miramichi, New Brunswick. What teams will be competing in the 98 Labatt Brier in Winnipeg? Boy, that's just around the corner, and it's really a mixed field. Some familiar names, some very new names, some old faces too.
Now, Craig McCauley I know very well, and he has 3 very young players who played in juniors in 1987 at the Canadian level.
Toby McDonald, who played here in Regina in the 76 Brier. Dale Dugood out of Manitoba. Wayne Maddaw gets out of Ontario. Guy Hemmings.
Yeah, we saw Guy in the Skins, McCain TSN Skins game.
Rod Montgomery, of course, WCT champion a couple of years ago. Selkirk, out of Selkirk.
And we'll have 3 draws a day for you beginning on Saturday, March the 7th. And make a note for those of you at the Winnipeg Arena, the draw number 2, the second draw, is a half hour earlier than your tickets, 6 p.m.
Yep.
Not 6:30, 6 p.m. for the second draw on the opening day of the Labatt Brier.
Looking for the big roll behind the other one.
Whoa.
Too big.
Had to brush it. Hangs in there, though. Left it too long is right, Jan.
Just watch it close.
And this is what you have to be careful with on the last day. Everybody's a little nervous and wanting to do their best, but sometimes you get a little, I don't want to say lazy, but you lose your focus a bit because you're just so tense. You have to just focus on the shot. Wait to the broom, look at the shot, anticipate the brushing, but really concentrate on that one shot at a time. And don't, as you can see, looking around. Yeah, you're going to be looking around and watching the other games, but when the shot's coming down the ice, really, really focus.
Kathy Trowell trying to force BC to take one here in 7.
She looks fine, doesn't she?
Got a piece.
Sit.
She would have liked to have stayed,
Sure,
though.
yep. Slides out the back.
Yeah. It's good.
It's a funny line there.
Sue's going to the other turn because she would like to blank it by rolling the shooter towards the boards, spilling the yellow one out to the right.
Yeah. Yeah! Hard!
Right away, Lehusik. McInnes.
Hard! Hurry!
And all the way over.
It's not the way she was playing it, and it's not going to spill.
And so again, that's 3 now. Missed opportunities, hurting British Columbia. And Sue Garvey fails to blank, forced to take 1. And so it's 3-3, and that lady, Kathy Trowell from the Cali and Regina, has the hammer back.
And now, another TSN Sports Break.
Hi, everybody, and welcome back to the TSN Newsroom. I'm Darren Detition. Big news in the National Hockey League as an independent arbitrator has announced his decision in the Sergei Fedorov offer sheet dispute. The ruling favors the Carolina Hurricanes. The $38 million offer sheet is now considered valid, which leaves the Detroit Red Wings with 56 hours. They can either match the deal or they can allow Fedorov to leave for Carolina and then console themselves with compensation. That compensation would come in the form of 5 first-round picks. We will have reaction from the Hurricanes and the Detroit Red Wings on Sports Desk. That comes up at 6:30. Meanwhile, the Hamilton Tiger Cats busy today as well as they have signed Danny McManus back to the curling after this.
You're in room 1056. Enjoy your stay.
Thank you.
This my notebook.
Hey! You got my notebook! Excuse me! Hey!
Toshiba. Toughen up for today's world. Call 1-800-387-5645.
Introducing new McCain Golden Crisp Waffles, made waffle iron thick to stay fluffy on the inside while toasting up golden and crisp on the outside. Treat yourself to the real waffle iron taste of new McCain Golden Crisp Waffles. Waffle iron thick to toast up light and crispy every time.
Okay, I'll be back on Tuesday. The numbers are on the fridge. I color-coded all your meals so you won't be confused. The blue one is a beef dish. B is for beef. The pink one's a pork dish. P is for pork. You get the idea. The green one is for vegetables. It should be violet for vegetables. But I thought you might see violet but think purple and interpret pork, which would defeat the whole purpose of convenient color coding altogether. 4 minutes on high, stir halfway. Bye, guys.
So what do you guys want for dinner, blue or pink?
Did somebody say McDonald's?
I hope Mom color-coded breakfast, too.
The Canadian Curling Association wishes to acknowledge the importance of local sponsorship to curling teams right across our country throughout the curling season. And we at TSN are pleased to provide some deserving profile to their respective corporate supporters. Boy, there was a whack of games last night around the NHL as the season has resumed after the 3-week Olympic break. The NHL tonight is back this evening on TSN. The Rangers and the Leafs, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Followed, of course, at 10:30 Eastern Time by the 17th and final round-robin draw from here in Regina, the Scott Tournament of Hearts.
We'll see who stick handles into the playoffs.
Too much sleep, Linda. You had too much sleep. You're talking to two people here. Ray and I are a little comatose today. You know?
That's why I just thought I'd keep throwing them out there. You may not throw anything back. I may get away with it.
Okay.
So here we go. The BC Stone was up, and you can see Saskatchewan got one in. BC spilled off the guard and rolled over. Saskatchewan has a chance to sit two, and this will be a big two at this stage of the game.
This would be a perfect end to get your deuce, Linda, and she'll try and split the rings here with Carrie Lynn Tchaikovsky's
Okay, leave it high. Actually, we have no line.
stone,
Leave it
second
high.
stone.
Put it in the house. It's got to be in the house. Come on. Come on. In the house. In the house. Come on. Okay, full 12's great. Whoa, whoa, that's good. That's good. That's good.
Very nice shot.
Good job.
Hit and roll. Double's also there, of course. Coming across the face.
Now, Allison had a full miss last end on her out turn. She came in shooting well, 83% of those out turn hits.
Yep. Hurry. Hurry. Hard. Hurry. 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 Hurry.
She got it?
Go.
Oh, not quite.
Oh, it makes it even worse, doesn't it?
Well, good games both for McInnes and Daku.
Clean. Clean. Yes. Yes. Hurry. Hurry. Hurry hard. Hurry. Hurry hard. Hurry. Hurry. Whoa. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hurry. 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 Hurry hard. Hurry hard.
Oh, but she almost moved that red one.
It turned out very well. Rolling over, spreading them out, leaving the red one behind the yellow. Yellow is second shot, and it's got that little protection behind it.
Yeah, it's in a perfect spot for Kathy Trowell. It's got the red rock right behind it. It is second shot.
Allison McInnes, who works for North Kamloops Toyota.
Yep. 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 Whoa. Whoa. It's gonna roll out. Whoa. Whoa. Sit.
This is a perfect situation now for Kathy. She can come down to this side.
They're both out.
Freeze it right down in there, put it in front of one of those two stones, and you're setting up the strong possibility of scoring your two now. Karen Daku, her second shot. In-turn draw. Looking for the 12-foot.
Clean. If it's close, clean it. T-line. Okay.
Now both Tchaikovsky, Lewis have backed right off. It's all about taking advantage of the opportunities.
All right, girl. That's good.
She got it. It's 9-2.
Just.
Great game by Christie.
Yeah.
We talked in my opening comments and also Linda's that would be a big matchup, a key matchup, and Christie has really jumped up and done her part. Jan has not curled bad at all. She's curled well too. So at this stage, the younger of the two having a little bit of an edge, but 3 solid ends to go.
They're playing the draw here rather than hitting.
Back house. Wait only. Whoa. Back house. Whoa. A little more maybe.
Well, you know, Sue recognizes that I'm in trouble here now. I got to get the rock frozen to the face of this somehow.
Might have a little bit. Okay. Okay, Jen.
Just wanted to sit in front of that, trying to negate the far one, the one on the other side.
Getting a lot of rocks accumulating around the 12-foot, and if either team does get one welded onto one of those biters, it would be
I'm
shot
not sure
rock,
if we just want to do
depending on
this.
what happens here.
Yeah, I don't mind that.
Get this one out.
You know, if we do this, we
roll
just
here.
give them. I think we do this, okay? Okay. Yeah.
Okay, let's
Control. Clean. Clean. Yep. Yep. Whoa. Whoa. Clean. Whoa. 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 Off. Yep. Yep. Go. That's okay.
Nice shot.
It's a good throw.
You just want to play this again.
Is that the same ice?
Yep.
Just have it straight back. Is the bonus rolling towards the edge of the 12?
Well, if you tap it straight back, you're building up the wall behind it. A little roll the other way means you might have two rocks that you could have the opponent jam yours onto, but straight back would be fine.
Yeah, if you just sit in front of it, Linda, or just tap, you know, sit right in front of it, actually, is perfect.
Hurry. What do you got for weight? It's up to it. Freeze is good. That's good for freeze. Yep. Yes, come on.
Yep.
Roll over.
Yep.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Don't bump it through. Don't bump it through.
I didn't think we had that much weight.
Good shot, Jen.
Yeah, I just want to bump it a little bit less than that. It's a good shot. It's a good shot.
What?
I got thinking partway down you had just freeze weight.
Yeah.
So an indication of just how much the stones are sliding
It
today
can't
as compared to
nose
other
this.
days, Linda? Is that it?
But the
So
times are the
we
same.
can do this.
They are just sliding in the house
Okay.
a little freer, a little thick. We saw that this
If,
morning.
if we nose this, then that
The
one's no
time
good.
hasn't changed big time throughout the week, though. We're not seeing the sudden halt, so the
Okay.
frost buildup is not there.
Yeah,
but
weight was great.
The change in temperature outside is a big number. I don't know how you were out, Linda, but it's pretty cold out there. It looks pretty cold.
Wind chill, especially.
Clean. Yes. Yes. Hurry. 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 Hurry.
Christy Lewis. Don't want to jam it.
That's a great
Lovely shot. Really playing well, that young lady.
Good job. That's what she did. That's what
That's
she
what I
called.
visualized.
Yeah, that's good.
We should still be able to get that roll.
Lots of stones she could have jammed on here. She squeezed it out the back.
See the red one then back 12 foot just outside the house, actually. That's the one Sue wouldn't mind rolling in front of.
Roll over there is good anyway. Need to roll
Get
over
this
for
one
a
here,
red
and as
there.
Linda suggests, roll right over here like this.
A little roll, Sue. Wait to the broom.
Had a little tail on that.
Oh, I thought she wasn't that the
It's
handle?
the handle.
Oh,
It's
exactly.
very nice.
We'll wait. We'll save it.
Little down. 1.5.
There's a Labatt Pryor to come afford
Little
world.
down. Hurry.
Yep. Yeah. Hard.
Hard.
Sue Garvey. No.
Been basically a fairly simply played game, and I mean that only by the fact that there hasn't been a lot of come-arounds, tap-backs, and very difficult shots. The shots they have had to play, though, they've made very well. The percentages, the numbers are high.
I think so too. Just control weight.
As the 2 continues to set up for Saskatchewan here in the 8th end, and it would be a big 2, as we say, score tied, and nobody's taking any chances, so it would be Saskatchewan leaping ahead.
Yeah, well, you just got to watch. You got to watch that.
Would
back
force
when it
BC
comes
into
in.
some aggressive play in the
The nose
ninth.
is good. Yeah.
A little surprised that Sue didn't trying to go go a little earlier, be aggressive a little earlier.
Nose or a
She
little
played
flop, I guess.
up and down the sheet
that
for
one would have
4,
to
5, 6 ends. And
Just control weight.
if Saskatchewan should give 2 here, they take definite command of the game, control of the game.
Weight's good. Just control.
Yes, clean. Clean. Yes! Hurry! Hurry hard! Hurry! Little flop. Come on, Care.
Oh.
Nice shot. That's a very nice shot.
Kathy Trowell.
Yeah.
Is there anything she can do here? She's looking at this. Is this?
Yeah.
Now Sue's staring at those stones, but Kathy's nice hit has rolled, rolled to a great position, rolled to center line, Ray, and that means that any roll for BC is going to be pretty tough. We're not seeing these run very straight, though. Just about every one of them they're having to brush. There's the good roll, and that means for Sue it's a long way to get over to anything.
Okay, let's go, Sue. Can't do anything. Yeah, well. We roll a bit. You never know. We can roll one way or the other. Yep. But just so long as we're in there and make her try and hit, maybe she'll roll up.
Stay somewhere in the house for shot and force Saskatchewan to play a hit instead of a draw for 2. That's the objective here.
Taking aim.
She won't like this one unless it stays. She wanted it to stay more in the center because this is a spot Kathy knows.
And so it's a chance for 2 for Saskatchewan in a well-played end by this team from the Cali and Regina.
Very, very well played. They got the early break and got the stones split up, and they just exchanged stones. And some of them were not easy. They had to get avoid jamming on some back stones. Christy Lewis played 2 great shots.
Can't open it, I don't think.
Karen Daku played a couple of good shots.
Saw a fan with the binoculars, and yes, that yellow stone on the far side is second shot, just in case the fans can't tell. We certainly know this is a hit for 2.
Same weight. Yep. Whoa. Whoa. Whoa.
Shikowski, Daku just keeping it clean.
Whoa. Whoa.
This is a spot she knows so well. We've seen several come down here.
For 2. Here in the 8th, Saskatchewan. Kathy Trowell waiting for her chance, and she takes it. Now up 5-3. Sue Garvey forced to try and come back.
Since 1982, Scott's Paper has been the proud sponsor of the Scott Tournament of Hearts.
That's right, Gavin. Scott Towels has been there for the spills of victory.
And Scotties was there for the disappointments of defeat. Oh, that was a tough loss.
Here's Sandra Schmerler and the Scott product team practicing their winning form.
What great action! That Scott team really delivers.
That was great. As always, the Scott Tournament of Hearts is brought to you by this family of fine Scott Paper products.
It's the way we welcome the sun with 35 sunblock. The way some of the best water now mostly comes in bottles. It's the way we make time for exercise and like to enjoy reading. Today, more and more people are finding reasons to take better care of themselves. That's why Subway offers 7 subs, each under 6 grams of fat. Because when you're through surfing, you might want to go for a swim. Subway, it's the way a sandwich should be.
Last night, huh? So what happened to you? Last I heard, you were headed for some body piercing place. Man, that stuff's too weird for me. Anyway, I'm sure you didn't do anything too stupid. 'Cause hey, you're the man, cool guy. See you at the beach.
Waiting for the fish to bite, you think about how smart your daughter has gotten and how much your son is starting to look like you. And you wonder why you never noticed until now. But you might as well head back to camp, The fish seem to be as relaxed as you are. Rediscover your family while you discover North America. Recreation Vehicles. Wherever you go, you're always at home. Call today for a free brochure or visit an RV dealer near you.
This is where I work. These are my coworkers. Those are my customers. And that's me. Employee number 8. I make baskets.
Updating the game between the Yukon Northwest Territories and Ontario. Ann Merklinger knows that she will finish second out of the Rideau in Ottawa with a record of 7-2. Kelly Kalo trying to score 2 here. Nice shot. And moves it enough at the back to score her 2 and a 4-4 tie. Saskatchewan gets 2 in 8. So British Columbia, Sue Garvey has the hammer as you update yourself on all the other scores here in this 16th draw of the Scott Tournament of Hearts.
And when you take a look at this sheet, you'll see the rocks in play. You'll see that Saskatchewan throwing their second rock, and there's a red one at the back. And unfortunately for BC, Val Lahusik has hogged her first rock of this end. It was an attempt to the corner guard. They got the corner up. They would have had a chance to make some come-arounds this end. It was not over. Of course, she's the one that feels the worst, but
that's good. That's good.
Need that stone.
Carolyn Schikowski doesn't like it.
No, she wouldn't, because they have left up that guard, and a chance for BC now to get a come around on something when they couldn't get their own rock in play. So a good shot here by Val will perk things up.
What did you think of that play now for Saskatchewan without the hammer, up by 2, and she tries the straight back raise?
Let's do it.
I probably would have played either a come around or go wide side open or something different.
Avoid the bump, that'd be good. Okay. That's great.
That doesn't mean it's right. But in this case, you knew you were going to leave your shooter outside unless you got the good roll.
Yeah.
Pretty good freeze.
Very nice. That'll help.
Oh, I don't mind this.
That'll get rocks in play.
So we're going to play follow the leader here in 9.
Not on this side. I threw the same.
Line's tight. Line's tight. Yes. Hurry. Hurry for line. Hurry, guys. Hurry. Hurry hard. Hurry. Hurry. Right up. Right up, guys.
Karen Daku.
Hurry. Hurry. Push. Push.
Schikowski.
Hurry. Okay, whoa.
Lewis have it by the guard.
Ooh, good sweep.
And up on top. Nice shot.
Let's shuffle them a bit, Sue.
Okay.
She wants to move these a little bit now. So we're looking for back 12-foot weight. Move them around.
Line. Gotta go.
I'd like to tap the, sorry, Ray.
No, it's okay. Try and get an angle on something.
And tap the 12, the red one just to the back 12, perhaps, where it can't be immediately struck if these rocks are lined up.
Yes. Hurry. Hurry, guys. Hurry. Hurry. Come on.
This is terrific movement in this spot.
Allison McInnes, another pretty shot.
Very nice.
That's a good one, Allie.
Actually, where's Shot Rock? How about this? Or this? Come here.
Go down and look, but I like this side.
Yeah, like we don't want her to get too hay. Like we're shot right now, but I mean, like you want to just put it up there? But it comes so hard, so she could go like this. Okay, we've always got that. We just don't block this then, because we have to always be able to use this then. Okay, here then. Okay, just up here, Karen.
You don't want a house?
No.
Okay, that's great. You bet. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, it just has to be up there.
Okay, broom, wait.
Straight guard.
Line's good. Line's good. Line's, whoa, it's over curling. It's over curling. Whoa. On its own.
She was hoping to put up the guard and also not cover that her own yellow stone sitting center line.
Stop.
Okay.
Has overlapped it a bit.
For sure, Chris. That's good. I like you going down there. That's good.
Pretty close to nose. We don't want to leave it sitting there. With peel weight?
They could nose the front one, peel off the guards and leave their shooter there.
This is a good call. It's all she's got. She's got to try and get something open here. Make the double. Leaving the shooter there would be fine. You have her end up with a run back.
Whoa.
Want to keep the shooter in play, though.
Yep. Whoa. Take that one. That's a nice shot, Alex.
shot.
Very nice shot indeed. Yes, it is.
And rolls the shooter to the corner, covering the 8.
That's usable as a corner guard.
We have to now. We've committed.
Okay, we need this one tighter.
Yeah.
Yep, anywhere here.
Yeah, it's sort of funny that Kathy went along playing so open, and then this end
What?
got into this
Yeah.
first with her tap and then a series of come-arounds. She could have played this wide open if she'd wanted after the hog guard
Yeah.
by BC.
Yeah.
Wait's
Wait,
good.
fine. Wait. Wait. Wait.
Bring it.
Don't let it die. We need a long movement. Yeah, come on.
Doesn't matter what's the game, Linda, when you're trying to protect, defend your position, whether it be 2 goals or 7 points.
Yeah,
And
a little
that's
more, little more. Come on, hurry, a little more.
football.
Good job.
It's always tough.
Good.
But it was the calls that got her into this.
No question.
She
No
could have
question.
kept it. She could have thrown things through if she wanted to. If she wanted to give it wide open.
Right after that first hog rock, she could have gone right to, peeled and hit.
Or as I said, she could have gone open side. She could have tried to draw the play away. She could have done a lot of things. But now BC has a situation where they can start moving some things around. They can move yellow under red, get rid of the back yellow that shot rock, save the shooter, start accumulating stones.
You do that and get a roll behind your corner, too.
Hurry,
A little
guys.
bit of a roll.
All right. Hurry. Hurry hard. Hurry. Hurry. Right up. Hurry. Hurry. All the way. Hurry. Roll the clip on the yellow and the red. That's a great shot.
Yes, it is.
Little separation.
Yes, it is, and it's behind the corner now. That's what we were talking about.
Good call, and Jan and the team have got Saskatchewan in a bit of trouble here. They've been protecting one stone, and now BC has second, third, and fourth shot. At least that's assuming the Saskatchewan rock is even still shot rock. I think this was a great call, getting the flip, the little touch on the rocks in the 4-foot, so it's hard to tell actually who is shot rock.
The only saving grace for Saskatchewan is that the 2 in the 4-foot are lined up with the back red one.
I think we'll have to come this
If they were
way.
on a different angle, then it would be.
But there's some more rocks to come, and if they disturb this angle even on their own stones, you have to be very careful.
Christy Lewis here in this whole important ninth.
Yeah, go! Hurry for line. Hurry for line.
No, wait! Just guard!
Okay, get it over.
Guard waits as Carrie Lynch-Chakowski.
Get it over. Get it over. Whoa, if it's over. Whoa, if it's over.
Uh-oh. Now there's a great chance.
It's a very long guard, and although it's a little straighter with this turn than the other one,
Yeah.
I think it will curl past.
If we play something, with that 12 or something, if we can get around this, right on that beak, we're not going to be able to do anything with that for right now, but it could set up our three. So just back 12 weight? Yeah, because I think with that longer guard, we should be able to do something, right?
I think you're right, Sue.
wanna try that?
Analyzed that perfectly.
There. We're not throwing much weight at this. Just back us weight.
It's a long way out, is what she talked about, and she can get around this guard and forget about that situation back there and get those rocks. She could lie 3 off of this very easily and have them buried, and there are at least 2 of them buried. This is a big shot for Jan Wilson.
And we talked about the battle at third, and we saw the great numbers, especially by Christy Lewis of Saskatchewan, but this shot could make the difference of the entire
game around. Yeah, right here. Biggest shot of the game.
Weight's good. Back
For the BC foursome, of course.
Oh, it's going to come up. Close. A little more.
It'll start to break.
Hurry. Hurry, guys. Hurry.
Here it goes now.
Hurry.
They get it by, yes.
Lehusik, McInnes.
That's a beauty, Jan.
Very nice.
Oh, that is a great shot. They should have brushed it. They could have been lying 3 off it. They didn't brush that. You see the back one stop dead?
I can't do anything else. Okay, that's exactly what I have to do right here.
Close it off now if you can.
That's
Stop the
holding her to
bleeding.
2. There's nothing else.
What about?
Nope.
Oh, no. What about,
You can't let her have a play. Well, this one's okay because it's holding here, but I don't know if it stays. I think that's what I do because she puts another one in there. We're giving up 3, okay? I don't know what else to do. I guess, yeah. For now we do this, okay? If I could get to here, that's good, but I can't. And then she just pops me out.
Kathy,
okay?
you're absolutely right. Just draw it down to the face
Well, that's
of
what
it.
I'm saying, but I don't think I can get there. And if I pick and roll here, that's really bad. That's right now we do this. Give her 2. We got hammer coming home.
Absolutely.
Okay?
She knows she got into this situation because of the call. She played it aggressively. Things didn't work out, and Jan just made a terrific shot.
but I don't know what the weight is.
Well, no, actually, that's good.
No, that's good. That's at line.
Yeah.
But if they do, as soon as they get by the guard, they brush that hard. It gets to the face, and it may have pushed that yellow one back far enough, so you're lying 3, not 2.
Yeah, it did make contact with the BC stone, so it's hard to know how far it would have spilled off. Possible.
I can't be heavy.
So we're just freezing?
Just freezing, we'll give them 2. 2's a hell of a lot better than 3 or 4.
Give them 2, remembering that BC potentially could draw for a 3rd, depending on, of course, the sequence of these next 3 stones.
Yeah, but if Kathy's right, if she can get this frozen in the face of those 2 stones there, then the 3rd point becomes very difficult.
Got him a little more.
Somewhat more forceful, Kathy Trowell.
Go.
We've seen her sweep.
No line.
Her decision
No line.
is what they'll play.
No line. Okay, line's good. Line's good. Whoa, no bounce. No bounce. No bounce.
Nice shot. It's not bouncing.
That's a nice shot.
That's great.
If you come there, don't you think she'll just try and hit her own? But I mean, if we're sitting right there, that's pretty tough, isn't it? Yeah, but what are we going to do with it? What's the point? Well, the only thing I don't like about the guard is we have to guard this side of the rock, and then it makes it kind of tough to get to here. Well, maybe not, eh? Well,
Call timeout?
Yeah. Time. Have a timeout, please. No, she's already here.
Oh. Great minds think alike.
Coach Ray Moyer had already called a timeout.
We're sitting too, we need two still longer. If we come into it and give them the opportunity, move it around, we can shove it out here and they can count.
So how, what are you thinking for how tight though?
Not tight.
Not tight. You gotta close off.
Well, I'm worried. I know that if I put the guard here and I was her, I would try and draw the can after that. That's what I'm thinking.
I'm thinking of putting here.
No, I wouldn't put it long.
I don't like the high guard either.
No.
I think it's got to be tight.
You don't want to give her the chance.
What's the point though? To move. If we get across the top, you don't think that she's going to try and hit the half that she can see?
Going around.
Yeah, exactly.
But if you go here, it comes too hard.
Then she just bumps her.
Then she just bumps it, yeah. I don't mind playing the guard, but I think it's got to be very tight to the house.
I agree with you, Sue,
even.
100%.
She makes some sort of double-double kind of thing. Maybe we got the same thing for four.
Because you got to think, what are you
if we're in the house. Yeah.
Talk about the placement.
Stay down here for a second, because what about...
If you play the guard too high, then you give a chance to Kathy to get around it. What's they're afraid of is if they play it too tight, then you give her the bump on it. But
we got to be careful though. We don't want to pop it here. She's just going to guard it then.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Well, that was my first instinct, but I don't mind us.
I'd rather do that than
yeah, me too. I don't like that either. Okay. Stay there. I gave you right there with back 12. Right there, I think. So the guard is probably right there. Like that? Is that enough?
I don't know if that's enough.
Well, I do want to leave myself room to draw for three, right? So,
yeah.
Okay, let's try it.
So the decision has been made by Garvey and company.
Yeah.
Top 12?
Yeah. Yep.
Are we trying to cross it or anywhere?
We really should cover pro side, but not too much of it. I want to leave myself some space to draw for three. If we get that opportunity.
It was a good conversation we heard.
I need.
Unfortunately for Sue, she has a couple of red ones on the left, you can see, but they would be tough to pop into the four because of the red stones in the 4-foot blocking that way.
She's not going to have, if she puts the rock where she wants, then Kathy's going to block the draw to the for three.
Weight's good.
Sue Garvey and her first.
Gotta go. Gotta go.
Whoa, leave it.
Hear that a few times. Covering the pro side, Linda. What's that mean?
And that's on the broom side as opposed to crossing the face. Now this would have crossed the face if it got by, but it covers the pro side because it ticks off.
That's the danger with the long one.
If not, we'll leave it right.
Yeah, well, just don't set up a double. Okay, I had here to get there, right? And this is straighter off here?
Straighter, yeah, and it will hang straight. Let's watch it close.
Okay. That's good.
Doesn't look like much ice.
You can't set up a double.
Also don't want to go too deep or you'll leave an easier draw.
Right on the tee line, hidden in there.
That's enough ice there?
I think so.
Okay.
We cannot be like back 4 foot. That just helps her out. Okay? Like you can't give her a hit.
Short's better. 'Cause
Short's
then we'll just
better,
block
yeah.
The pot, right?
Yeah.
Call the line.
This one's a little straighter off.
So just a little bit of a warning to her front end that this rock might not curl quite as much.
Whoa, whoa for line now. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yes, yes! Oh, picked.
Oh, it just caught
whoa,
something.
whoa.
It must have. Look at it go.
Yeah, definitely picked something.
She may get lucky and spill off or push the red one over. No. Bad break.
That is a bad break. It definitely picked something. There's no question about it.
Just picked.
Because her weight was fine.
BC players will go out and clean that spot because there was something there that the stone ran over.
I think he had really good weight too.
Yeah, the weight was perfect.
That's 2 we've hand picked.
Two hairs or
So
whatever.
riding the line and then boom, right there.
Took a left turn.
Shoot.
Yeah, I thought I was pretty close on that weight.
Yeah, but let's go 7. We need a 7.
So here's a chance for British Columbia to get
Third,
3.
yeah, the third point, Vic.
And it's a big third point
Line's good
to
now. T-line.
go to 10, up by 1 without. Now it's up to the front end of McInnes. Close as a stone. Lehusik. Drag it as far as they can. Need a good piece of the 4. And she's going to come up light. Sue Garvey has had her chances.
Yeah,
She
definitely.
just failed to take advantage. And so it's tied coming home. And Kathy Trowell, Saskatchewan, have the hammer.
Got hammer.
You remember Jay. He still doesn't say very much, especially when he's enjoying his McCain Super Fries. And he doesn't seem to care that they've only got 5% fat because they still taste great. McCain Super Fries, deep fried flavor and crispness with only 5% fat. For the strong, silent type.
You're in room 1056. Enjoy your stay.
Thank you.
This way, notebook. Hey! You got my notebook! Excuse me! Hey!
Toshiba, toughen up for today's world. Call 1-800-387-5645.
Son, you got to dig deep. You got to dig deep. Think back. Remember when you were 6 and we took you to McDonald's for your birthday party? All the kids, all the fun. All for you, son. For you. Remember that day, son? Remember when someone stole your fries, but we never found out who? Never found out. It was him.
Did somebody say McDonald's?
For years, you've heard the debate.
Duracell. Energizer.
Which battery lasts longer?
Duracell.
Energizer.
Duracell.
Energizer. Duracell. Energizer. Duracell.
Duracell.
Recent tests proved that Duracell outlasts Energizer. Better make it the alkaline battery proven to last longer. Better make it Duracell.
And welcome back to the Agridome as we watch the first stone from the BC lead, Valerie Lehusik. Remember last end, she hogged one, Linda. Now she makes the perfect guard into the free guard zone center line.
Gonna give me light
That's a great shot. She actually came back in this last end with her second shot. It was a terrific shot. It helped BC generate that second point
Do you want to give
to
me
tie the
wall?
score.
Wall's fine.
Saskatchewan's going to try
What are
to
you gonna
tick.
give me? Wall's fine. Wall? Okay, wall.
We've talked about this a lot. The tick can be played a number of ways. I just think when you're tied like this, the main objective is to move that stone, the red stone, anywhere off center line. And they're playing it with big weight, and Carrie Lynn can make it, and it'll be perfect, but it's a tougher way to make it with the big weight.
Carrie Lynn Schakowsky, Daku, Lewis, just a tick, just moving off the center line. Just a little bit of a bump.
It's just when you play that extra weight, she didn't
far.
catch a lot of the stone. It's pushing it so hard.
Yeah, no question with that.
Yep. Might have been over a little, yeah.
They'll get the official to replace it. They took a look back, and he's coming out now to talk to them.
What are we doing? Go in?
No, it's okay.
Tell her. Just wants a guard. Are we guarding or going in? Short. Okay. Let's go tight.
Are you looking to steal? You like the other one out in front?
I don't play it out in front. I play it in. But
this is a philosophy, and it's not wrong. But the problem with these is Val is pressured now to try and get this guard tight to the house, so there isn't an easy double peel. You're trying to spread them, and that's tough.
Let it curl if you
especially
can.
in the men's game, you see too many double peels, and
Let it curl.
not maybe quite as many in the women's game, but they're getting very efficient at
Right
it.
up.
So I go right in.
Right up.
Yep. Right up.
Nice shot, Val.
Exactly what she was asked for, though.
Yep,
Good shot.
She got it.
Hey guys, we need this, hey? Yep.
Just normal's good.
So let's make sure we get one. Yep.
Whoa, no.
Uh-oh, back right off. Carrie Lynn Schakowski.
Well, we did the outside, the broom side to get the double throw.
Whoa.
Get the double and across the face.
So close.
Nice try there, Carrie Lynn. It's interesting that Sue Garvey would want them so tight. I'd be trying to get this just over the hog line. I don't want to hog at or anything, but I mean...
Further apart, less opportunity for the double peel.
Deep breath, focus. Karen Daku.
Easy. Whoa.
Oh my. I saw her terrific numbers, 85% after 9, but that's a huge miss.
Was I wide, is what she mumbled.
Okay, let's go, Buzz.
Allison McInnes, now you coming in, right?
Oh, yes, sir.
Got 2 guards now.
Line only. Close. Line only.
Room.
Line only.
Short's fine, but...
Man, look at
Can't
the
be
weight on
deep.
this. Look at this.
Sit down.
No, you can't do that. Anywhere short is fine. Karen Daku gets a chance now to redeem herself, and if she gets the double peel, she'll be just delighted.
Whoa, no. Yep. Hurry now, hurry.
Now again, looking for the double. Got it this time? No. But they'll open it up.
Yeah, it was in left.
Long, yeah.
In a 5-5 tie,
Still got a guard up there.
British Columbia
Hasn't changed, right?
will be eliminated if they lose. They sit at 5 losses. Saskatchewan, with the loss, would be brought back and help both Saskatchewan and New Brunswick in their run for a possible tiebreaker.
Jan's had a wonderful game, and remember, it was her 12-foot tap back in the last end. That was just a terrific shot. Just putting up a guard this time.
It's fine.
It's fine. You're working so hard. I thought maybe this was short.
Sue thought.
Hey, Dan. Good shot.
Shot,
Thought
Dan.
it needed help, but just fine.
Yeah, just normal's good.
Great curling by Christie.
Yep. Hurry!
Don't want to leave it there. It's covering the center.
Guard.
She was asked to do, and that's what she got.
And you're holding your breath every time.
What do you think, Jen?
eh?
One more? She called the guard? Yeah. Same thing. Mine's good. I think that's got more. It's got more. Leave it if you can.
First one was
Whoa.
perfect. It was nice and long.
Whoa.
Just leave it then.
Sit. Hey, Jen.
Yeah, weight's good.
Again, would you leave it higher, Ray?
Yeah, I'd leave it as high as I can. As Linda says, keep it as far apart as possible. Christy almost made the double peel last time, and she gets a chance to try it again here. You get the double peel here, you're...
Yeah. No, whoa, cross.
Actually, they're waiting for it because it's on the nose.
No.
And it is. Sit right there. So another chance now for British Columbia to tuck one behind.
Slid out wide and put it back.
McInnes, Allison McInnes had a chance with her second stone and went too deep and slid it through.
Yeah, that'll disappoint her. She's played so well this week, and to hit that on the nose, she just this game. But
well, Kathy Borst and her Alberta team from the Otwell and Edmonton are just on a roll. They will finish the round robin at 10-1. They win 4-3 over PEI, running the team from Charlottetown and Tammy Lowther out of stones.
Alberta's one loss came to the Territories in round robin play, so they've been just awesome.
No. Stay close.
this morning, it looks like a little bit like today. This has been the fastest spot on the ice, this outturn. And it curled like crazy. Big break.
She's not by.
No.
So many chances back and forth this end. It's just amazing.
Well, Kathy Trowell, you can't get them all. Can you?
I'm wondering that.
Do you want to go first?
Has to be top four. I'm wondering that too because I double peel that. She still's got this. I miss a double peel. She's got this. She can tap it up. She can draw behind it. I think so too.
Well, she could try, you know, heard her talking, she could try the double peel on these two here.
Want to call a timeout? Ask Nance?
She could also go here herself.
No, I don't mind her thinking of drawing.
She's going to be going around something.
We'll just listen. Okay. She talked about double peeling and saying, even if I double peel, I'll leave something up. But if you did it right, you'd only leave a rock covering the 8 foot, not the 4 foot. So that's not a bad result to leave a corner guard up. But the double peel is tough. Drawing's fine. Drawing means blocking the path for Sue to get there.
Well, you're going to have to watch the line.
Wow.
Well, Sue Garvey had a golden opportunity there to make that shot, and she just didn't.
Like, I can't peel. Yeah, just top four. Don't put it behind the tee line.
Yeah, this is a great call, Kat.
Not behind this tee line.
We'll get it there.
Okay.
Know your weight.
4.5. There's.
It's Saskatchewan's game to win, and they have to win both today. First for Trowell, who has the hammer and a 5-5 tie.
I mentioned in the last shot, this is the fastest spot on the ice right here. We saw it this morning.
Come on, take it!
Right back, guys!
Come on, right back!
Yeah, she didn't. Once it was below behind.
No, just leaving it sit on the tee, guys. Well, yeah.
hang for a little bit more. That's nice.
It's hanging while the play freeze, I guess, eh?
What you're looking for is to get down here like this and sit right in here, right there behind these two stones here.
Yep.
Linda, the time hasn't changed here.
No.
But how can it be that so weight sensitive? You know what I'm saying? Is if the weight hasn't changed, it shouldn't be sliding that much differently, should it?
From the hog line in, it's sliding a little bit more. The pebble is broken down. It's sliding easily. I don't think it's that much different. I think they're just driving out too hard from the hat. A lot of adrenaline pumping in this situation.
Yeah, final stones. Sue Garvey has got to make it count here.
Gotta go.
Her playoff, possible playoff, is riding with this shot right here. And whatever Kathy Trowell does with it.
Finish it.
Did she get it there? I think she shot stone.
She did, but not just brushing. They could have brushed that a little bit more. She's definitely there.
They were waiting a while to see if it would break, but it's too bad. Top 4 foot would have been nice. It's pretty open too, I guess.
Do you want to hit it?
Yeah, I think so. Just hit it out the side.
Hit it out this way?
Hit it right out the side.
Okay.
Roll right out.
Yeah, the
Control. Yeah.
don't need to save the shooter either.
Okay.
And here it is, the crowd at the Agridome and their rhythmic applause before the throw of the Saskatchewan skip, Kathy Trowell.
This is straight rock. It's fine.
To eliminate British
Don't
Columbia
jump it.
and hand them a 6th
That's-
loss and then keep themselves alive, heading towards a showdown with New Brunswick tonight. Saskatchewan needed to win 2 games today to avoid going into a tiebreaker right out of her hand. Schikowski, Daku. By the second one. Jammed it.
Wow.
And British Columbia and Sue Garvey are going to win it 6-5, the final. And boy, does that make a mess of things now. BC is 5-5. So is Saskatchewan. Trowell 5-5.
It was a game where they just traded opportunities at the end, and BC was the one that stole the final opportunity.
Kathy Trowell admitting she didn't throw it very well. She didn't need to hold the shooter. Great game by Saskatchewan third, Christy Lewis.
I don't think she threw it badly at all, do you, Linda? I mean, she's blaming herself for it, but she, you know, they brushed. It's one of those things, you jammed it, and it's, they, you know, maybe should have hammered it harder all the way, but they only let up for a second. And
the ice was a little bit swingier, and they just got caught in that one spot.
maybe just a bit more ice is basically what it amounts to.
There's a curling dog route. They owe us one.
I did Huey.
Hello. Hi, everybody.
I think she's been pretty tough on herself. It didn't look to me like she threw it badly.
What a huge win it is for British Columbia. Sue Garvey out of the Kamloops Curling Club. Wow.
The 1998 Scott Tournament of Hearts from Regina, Saskatchewan on TSN is brought to you by Scotties Facial Tissue, the perfect combination of softness and strength.
Okay, I'm calling Nana in England again. We can wish her a happy birthday.
Hello? I'm not home right now.
It's the answering machine. Again! I hate paying for the machine! It's costing us...
Sprint Canada has a new way to save. Now, long-distance calls 10 seconds or less are free. If you get an answering machine or wrong number, just hang up and it's free.
Only Sprint Canada gives you free short calls to anywhere in the world. Call 1-800-THE-MOST.
Guess he hasn't called Sprint Canada yet.
The Nabob Coffee Company has harnessed the power of the volcano. You see, the nutrients in this volcanic ash enrich the nearby coffee fields and help grow the better beans for Nabob tradition. I'm here to select only those better beans that meet our high standards and give Nabob tradition coffee its better flavor and aroma. At Nabob, we get better beans. You get better coffee.
Dear Dave, my fiance and I went out to buy the ring. She saw a really nice one, but it was more than I thought.
$5,000.
Honey, let's not buy the ring. Let's buy one of those big screen TVs instead. Apparently, I said something wrong. So we went to Wendy's. A junior bacon cheeseburger and biggie fries for me, baked potato and chili for her. Your food was delicious, and it's a great value because everything was on the super value menu. Which brings me back to the big TV. What do you think?
Buy the ring.
Wendy's super value menu, where everything is always just 99 cents or $1.39 every day.
Time now for the TSN Turning Point, brought to you by Super 8 Motels.
Well, Sue Garvey's stone almost came up a little bit short. It was very, very close, and Kathy Trowell has to make a hit here. She doesn't have to save the shooter. She throws it. She said she didn't think she threw it well. I thought she threw it pretty well. They hammered it as hard as they could. She makes the curled a little more, so maybe she needed a bit more ice. It curls too much, and she jams it on the back one, and it won't roll far enough. And it's the steal of a point for Sue Garvey.
What a big win for BC, 6-5. A cash donation will be made to the Coaching Association of Canada for the training and development of coaches in amateur sport on behalf of TSN and Super 8 Motels with over 1,600 locations throughout North America. Life's great at Super 8. And life is great for BC and Garvey because they are still alive here at the Scott Tournament of Hearts.
I've seen every card there is. Thousands of cards. Super 8's VIP card. It says, congratulations, your reservation is guaranteed, and you get 10% off. Life's great at Super 8.
I try to be sure that people don't have any surprises, and then they don't have any problems. I can help you understand your needs and your investments. That's how I make a contribution.
Canadian Imperial Bank of Commerce, seeing beyond.
Your car is a high-precision instrument. Take it to AutoPro. With qualified personnel and state-of-the-art equipment, it's the expert on brakes, front-wheel drive, steering, suspension, and mufflers. All protected by AutoPro's national warranty. AutoPro, the largest network of car care professionals.
You know, and off the record, you just never know what our guests will do.
You don't want to be called Mike. Squeeze tighter, tighter, tighter.
Robin,
right up high.
That was good. When are you going to do the kick? Right, you grab here, so you can tuck the head down, and then you come over the top.
All right.
Okay.
Give him a finish. Give him a finishing move. Power slam him, baby.
It's Off the Record, weeknights on TSN.
Welcome back to the Agridome. Sue Garvey. I don't know if she expected to win or not. Linda, you might ask her if she got away with one there.
Well, Vic, we were talking about it, Sue. Sometimes you win those, sometimes you lose those. You had a game against Ontario where they stole the final. You happened to steal this one.
Yeah, you might say it was our turn. We had had a few bad breaks along the way, and finally one that went in our favor. We were calling all the curling gods there, and they showed up.
Well, after your last game against New Brunswick, where you were very aggressive, I was a little surprised at how open the game was. Was that your plan?
We started that way simply because we got into so much time with the clock yesterday. We thought we maybe bank a little bit, and then we sort of got into the pattern and never got out of it until really the ninth end.
And the ninth end was lovely, well played. A bad break for Kathy on hers catching something, but well set up. And it was kind of late, though. Were you panicking at that point? They had to get something going?
Oh, yeah. I was a little worried. No doubt about that. But fortunately, that end set up well. Jan made a couple of really great shots there to set us up.
So it's very interesting. Obviously, you've been looking at the standings. We've been looking at the standings. Any thoughts on the rest of the day and what might happen?
I don't know. We're just going to go out and concentrate on winning our game, and then we'll just see how it all falls after that. But we obviously we have to get one more win to get in the playoffs, and that's what we're planning to do.
Well, congratulations on that one, and we'll see what happens. Good luck tonight.
Thanks very much.
Vic?
And tonight, Sue will play Nova Scotia and Mary Matatall. Nova Scotia, one of those teams at 6 losses, eliminated, now trying to play spoiler as we wrap up this draw. One game still on the ice and one more draw to go here at the Scott Tournament of Hearts.
Since the head